Nerdery. I'm JD.
I'm Ricky.
I'm Patty.
And I'm Lewis.
He's
I was gonna say Steven for some fucking reason.
He's
Damn.
Lewis.
I'm Lewis.
It was a
Lewis.
fail within the first 3 seconds.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm muting.
Damn.
Totally forgot about
That
that.
was pretty funny.
He failed within 3 seconds. That has to be a new
Lewis.
record.
It's one of them. It's been one of them weeks, guys.
Right. Excuses.
Nice.
You know, excuses are like assholes.
We are brought
Everybody
to you
has
by
one else.
Captain Jesse Elixirs. 322 East Texas Avenue, Baytown, Texas 77520. Phone number 281-837-3543. And All-Star Comics and Games, 2348 North Alexander Drive, Baytown, Texas 77520. Phone number 281-839-7127. Real quick, I found it funny because we had a post where Chris said, "Don't mess up the name."
Oh.
You messed up your own name.
Yeah,
dude.
my own fucking name.
That's
My
cool.
own fucking name.
All right, so yesterday was Free Comic Book Day. For those of you who don't know what Free Comic Book Day is, it's first Saturday in May every single year, and basically publishers put out free comics for people to go get. And now not all retailers participate, but most of them do. And you can go into any of these retailers and you can get free comics. Now normally they have a limit of like 3 to 5, but it's free comics.
Yeah.
It's a hard thing to beat.
There was one I saw posted. They were giving away 7.
Whew.
Yeah. It was
That's a
too
lot
far
of
of a
comics.
drive.
And of everything I got at Free Comic Book Day, so far I've only read one, which is I Hate Image by Scotty Young.
Hell right.
But I also have Secret Empire #1, Stained #1, Postal #20, Superman #22, Green Lanterns 22, and Underdog #1 in a beautiful Action #1 variant.
Nice.
That's pretty funny.
I have a collection of Action #1 tribute covers, so I had to get that. And for those of you who are curious, the author and colorist of Stained will be at Comicpalooza this upcoming weekend.
Very nice.
David Barron.
And Postal for that matter. Were they coming?
I'm not sure that they are. I do know.
I thought they said that they were.
The writer of Eclipse is coming.
Oh, okay. Maybe that was it.
Nice.
I do know he's coming. As far as anybody else,
Okay.
it's currently unconfirmed.
Very nice. What do you got?
My phone in my hand. But
A rash, you want to see it?
I'm doing a mid-season review of 13 Reasons Why. It's gotten a lot of controversy lately, so I thought, hey, I need to kind of check this out before they go and ruin it and edit a bunch of stuff and put it back on. Granted, they've only said that they're just going to put a disclaimer at the beginning of the first episode, but I think they're going to do some edits. I've got a review on that, and then I've got a review on the Gear S app for iPhone, which allows a Samsung Gear watch like this one to work on an iPhone.
How about that?
Yeah.
All right.
Patty's got notes.
Finally, the return
I
of the
just have
notes.
titles. I don't have notes. Like,
Oh.
look, it's pathetic. That's it. All these things are on Hulu right now. That's my only note about them other than titles.
We watch stuff.
I watch stuff. Apartment 143, The Disappointments Room, The Diabolical, and John Dies in the End.
Is that one any good?
Oh my god.
Okay.
He dies in the end, I bet.
Of course he dies at the end. Wow, let's call it that. And I have Bane Conquest #1, episode 5-6 of Attack on Titan, and that's it.
Okay.
I had one other comic, but I forgot its name and what all it contained.
Shit. It's alright, I gotta keep all these movies straight in my head. And I watched most of them.
It's a lot of
today.
chaos in there.
Yeah.
We are not brought to y'all by Bang Energy Drink, but boy, do I wish we were.
Straight up, that's some
I've
hardcore
never
stuff.
had-
I am jacked up on Bang Energy Drink right
I'll
now.
find one.
I haven't been able to find them anywhere.
I'll bring you one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's why
Where
I
do you
love
find them?
We have a gas station right in front of our house that sells it. We've got one right down the road that sells it and one down the road this way that sells it. So I've got it everywhere.
I'm
Everywhere I
able to-
can get banged.
You get banged.
You get the bang.
So you get banged everywhere?
I feel like if you're getting your bang at a convenience store, you're not gonna look elsewhere.
I get banged on my street, around my street a
Rethink your
lot.
life choices. It's like Clerks.
Y'all don't worry about what I be doing.
So,
Yeah. All right, so I guess I'm kicking it off.
We
I
usually
hate.
start there and go this way.
All right. I hate Image. Now this is pretty ironic and very hilarious.
I read it too.
It's pretty much a continuation of I Hate
Fairyland.
Fairyland. Yes.
I'm gonna say continuation. It's a spinoff.
They don't know when I Hate Fairyland is actually going to definitely end.
No,
But I can tell you this will come after it.
really.
Yes. She gets loose into the real world, into our world, to try to find her way back home. But to get to where she wants to go, she has to go through almost every single Image character. You know, you got Savage Dragon, Spawn, Saga, The Walking Dead, everybody's in there. And she gets to the founders of Image
Oh shit.
to try to force one of them to tell her how to get
That
home.
that was hilarious.
And it doesn't, her anger kind of gets the best of her. I'm not going to tell you
I
what
feel
happens. There's a lot of bloodshed, some language in this book.
Like
but
all the others.
Yeah, but I loved it. I'll give it a 5. It is rated M for mature.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, 5 capes on that one. Postal number 20. Always a great book.
I haven't read it yet.
I don't think we've ever given it anything less than a 5. This one cranked it
I
up
think I
way
gave one a
beyond
4
11.
once. But that was it.
Yeah.
It was like one fluke of a book.
Yeah. But yeah, crank this one way beyond 11. Best issue in the series.
Damn it. I gotta go get it now.
Patty, you're going to be shocked by some stuff that happens in here.
Happy shocked or sad shocked?
A little bit of both.
Okay. Just so I
And
know
some
how to
angry.
prepare my
And some angry shocked.
Oh, I got plenty of anger.
Are those sad tissues or happy tissues?
Yes.
But yes, crank it way past 11. Break off the knob, smash the machine. Best issue of the series so far. From 451 Media, Stained number 1. Told you already, David Barron will be at Comicpalooza. Look for an interview upcoming. I really don't want to spoil the story, especially it still, being the first issue. But it really is a great book. The art is fantastic. Yusuf Idris is just phenomenal. And honestly, I could compare him to Isaac Goodhart in a lot of ways. But Idris is a little bit dirtier, a little grimier. And it fits this book perfectly. Definitely 5 capes. I will be continuing to read this book until they quit
I
printing.
like the cover art.
Yes,
a
the
lot.
cover art is magnificent, and the interior art, like I said, it's Isaac Goodhart with a lot more grit.
Mm.
So, very cool. Secret Empire number 1. This is one of very few Marvel books that I'm reading, and this is a hell of a fucking issue.
Yeah, it really is.
$4.99. It's not a cheap book as far as comics go, but it's worth it. Great story. The art is wonderful. And of course, we're dealing with the new Captain America, who's Captain Hydra, the supreme leader of Hydra. But in this one, we get to see how conflicted he is about his duties, basically ruling America as Hydra, and his own issues with doing the things that he feels he has to do.
Yeah.
So very insightful into what's going on in his head. I don't know where this is going, where it's going to end up, but I am really loving this series a lot more than I expected I would. And I have to say, this is the most original thing that Marvel has done in a very long time. And I'm actually very, very excited about it to see where it goes. So yeah, this one, 5 capes. I dig it.
Psst. Psst. Can you give me my black bag down there? Sorry.
All right.
It's a food. It's from the store.
It's a black plastic bag where they put porn when you leave the Corn.
It was right
The
there.
nuts in it?
Yeah.
I threw the bag. What did you do with the nuts, babe?
They're in my backpack over there.
Give me my
Wait,
nuts.
the nuts in your backpack?
You
I said if they were on the counter and they weren't yours, they probably belonged to someone.
Thank you.
may have thought that.
Really?
Cacahuates japones. Hot Asian nuts.
All right, Superman number 22. I have to call this kind of a filler book. There's not really a whole lot of substance in the story going on here, so I give it 2.5. Good for Superman fans, of course, big collectors like myself. Go for it. Outside of that, don't go out of your way for it. Green Lanterns 22. Very interesting.
Finally get some meat and potatoes.
Yeah, in the last issue, towards the end, Simon and Jessica are being called to Mogo. Yeah, to the central battery. The rings don't tell them why. They're just carrying them. Well, Jessica starts freaking out, has a panic attack, initiates emergency protocol to stop. And Simon goes on. And she's just kind of
Floating.
stopped in the middle of space. And then out of nowhere, here comes Kyle Rayner. Kind of shows her around a little bit, takes her to an alien world. They watch a solar flare storm, witness, the birth of a galaxy, and then they just continue on to Mogo.
Hey, what's up?
And upon landing, John Stewart notices that she is wearing a actual lantern emblem on her chest, and she has not had any formal training. So he removes her lantern. She is a white circle. She has not been trained. Which naturally pisses her off to a great extent. And they get assigned their trainers. She gets Kyle. And Simon gets Guy.
There it is. Right there.
So now for this book, it is a fun book. It's not a huge book. I wouldn't go so far as calling it a filler, but it's not a peak in a storyline for sure.
Is there
But I can see
You
this.
can shut off the pump.
Oh yeah,
Is
just
it
hit the
this
switch. Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
But it's not a peak issue for a storyline, but it is still a great issue. 4 capes on that one.
I don't know what I'm trying to read.
I'm just looking at the comments. Anybody else hear water in the background? Some Aladdin shit going on. Yup.
All right, Underdog.
I need to point out
No
that it
what?
says
99
399 cents.
Yes.
That cracked me up. I was like,
I
399
love that.
cents? Oh, that's awesome.
Have no fear, Underdog is here.
And I really didn't have real high expectations for this book.
Yeah.
There's a lot of these rehashes coming out. This one's actually done by American Mythology, which actually does a lot of stuff from this era. But it was a lot of fun. I would definitely call this a novelty title. It's great for kids.
Yeah.
For me, it's like an Underdog, and they have an Action #1 tribute cover.
Nostalgia.
I gotta get it. So of course it did. But it reads exactly like one of the episodes.
Yeah.
Like you have the part of the Underdog story, and then you have a little side story,
Oh.
and then another part of the Underdog story, and another little side story, and then the main Underdog story ends,
Yeah.
and it starts a new one, like a real short one,
Aw.
to finish out the episode. So it reads just like an episode of the show. A lot of fun, 5 capes. If you're looking for something serious and gritty, this is not a book for you.
Yeah.
But if you're a huge fan of Underdog or just need a break from the constant intensity, this is a great one. $3.99. It's a little higher than what I normally like paying for books, but hey.
But it's only cents.
Yeah, 399 cents. So,
It's only
It's
cents.
not even $1.
but it's a lot of fun. Highly recommend it.
Very nice.
Hi.
Plus, it's Action Comics #1 tribute.
Exactly.
That's
Well, it
just-
is a variant. It is a variant.
That's super cool. I mean, it may be a variant, but that is super cool, man.
And I have another variant,
No
which
pun
is the
intended.
sketch cover, which I'll eventually finish out all my sketch covers and post them up for sale somewhere.
I'm stealing your cacahuates.
Okay. They're okay. They're a little bland.
Yeah.
It's your turn.
Y'all want to go or me?
Just go.
You want to go?
Cool.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. All right.
Yeah.
I'm about to shit on Samsung for a second.
Uh-oh.
But so
no, Samsung.
let me just say something. Like Samsung makes Android phones. They also make Tizen phones, which is off the same core, off the same kernel, but they decided, hey, let's make our own operating system and release our own phones that don't use Android. Make our own app store and everything. They never did it. They made a couple. They weren't very successful. I don't know if they're still trying, but they never really implemented it properly. So when they came out with their watches, they didn't use Android Wear, which other Android manufacturers do. They put Tizen on this watch that I'm wearing. So if you use it on an Android device like a Galaxy, it works quite well. You use the same thing with like the iPhone situation, where you use an app to put apps on your watch to sync everything back and forth. You can get calls on your watch. You can get notifications and reply and everything. We had gotten this watch in particular, and then we all switched to iPhone in my household. So I thought it was dead. Well, they released an app for iPhone to allow you to use the watch for some continuity so you could still use it. It kind of sucks balls. I'm going to give it a 0.5 out of a scale of 5 motherboards. Reason being, I can get notifications. I can even take a call. I did it on the way here. Lily called me. I answered it, and I can hear her on the speaker, and she said, wow, you sound amazing. But if I get a notification, let's say Lewis sends me a text, I can't reply to it. I can just see that he texted me. That's great and everything, but you kind of want to reply. You want to look at your calendar. You want to be able to do the things that'll help you more so to keep going for the day. So long story short, if you have an Android phone and you use a Galaxy Gear watch, you're in good shape. Have fun. You'll probably get a 5 out of 5 experience. If you have an iPhone, just sell the watch. Because, I mean, this might benefit me just in case if my phone rings and I need to see who it is. But that's about it. Kind of a shitty experience. 0.5 out of 5 motherboards. The other thing is I'm doing a mid-season review. I have completed the 5th episode of 13 Reasons Why. Because of the amount of controversy that it's getting right now, Patty watched it very early on before all this, and she did her review and she enjoyed it. So that being said,
I didn't get any of the stuff that people were talking about.
Right. And that being said, we all typically tend to like a lot of the same things. It's very rare that Patty will say, man, this was great, and then one of us goes, man, that sucked balls. It's just you know, we kind of get each other and we kind of like a lot of the same shit. So I'm like, let me give it a try. Controversy hits. They're saying, oh, it glorifies suicide. It does all this stuff. You know, she's a child. She's, you know, pissing people off and doing it in a real shitty way.
And saying that it'll make kids think that if they kill themselves, then people will care.
Yeah.
Then
Really?
people will love them and stuff. And I didn't get that at all.
I didn't get that at all from where I'm at in the story. I'm enjoying it, which is weird for me to say because it's a show about someone who killed themselves. But I'm enjoying it from an entertainment standpoint, and I think the way that the cliques in this high school operate, it's exactly the way it was in my high school. Like, we talked about that. That's exactly how it was. When 2 of these kids win a costume contest and all their bros with their collars popped are like, dude, good job, bro. I remember that in high school. Like, I saw that. I don't think it's glorifying suicide in the least bit, but it's a good show. I mean, give it a watch. And if anything,
make up your own mind.
Make up your own mind. Form your own opinion before reading something by Newsweek
and then just assuming that
or
it's
New
like
York
that.
Times and trying to keep it away from your kids. If anything, some
Watch
of
it
y'all
first,
might watch it and show your
yeah.
kids and say, look, if you ever experience something like this, you've got a place to go.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I'm enjoying it right now. Right now where we stand, I'm giving it 5 out of 5. I think it's great. I had heard that the producer, Selena Gomez, wanted to play Hannah, but when she saw the girl who plays Hannah and saw her read for it, she was like, she's perfect. And I'm super glad she did, because the girl that plays Hannah, she's awesome.
I think if Selena had done it, it would have been distracting.
Yeah.
From the point.
Because you'd have been like, oh, it's this giant star, Selena Gomez. You're not focusing on... They went and found somebody who had only done one TV movie or one film prior, and she's awesome. And, like, she's believable.
Yeah.
Really?
She was very believable.
Yeah, it's a really good show.
You could feel when she felt, you know?
But Lily can't really watch it because she had an experience where one of her closest friends unfortunately took her life, and so it's tough for her to watch. And I told we were going to watch it together, and she got a little choked up. I said, "Baby, don't watch this. I'll watch it on my own." That being said, she watched a little bit of it with me today just because she came down the stairs while I was watching it, and she's like, "No, it's okay. I can watch it." If anything, it got Lily and I talking like, "Hey, these are the kind of things we're going to protect our kid from.
Yeah.
These are the kind of things we're going to educate our child to speak up or educate our child to not talk to this shitty type of human being." So, from me, I took it as a very positive experience. Again, 5 out of 5 motherboards. Crank that shit to 11. Honestly, just give it a watch, and I can't wait to finish it. I've heard it's been renewed for a second season already. Don't know why, because to my understanding, the book was completed with the first season.
For me, it was done.
It was done.
You know what I mean? I don't need more.
See, that's what I've heard, is that it's done. You don't need any more, and they're saying they're going to focus on the aftermath with what all these teens are going through after Hannah's death. But, whatever. Yeah. Give it a watch if you haven't seen it. It's pretty good.
Form your own opinion.
Yeah. Do it. Do it.
Okay. Was that it?
That's it.
That's all you got?
That's all I got today. I have one other thing, but I wanted to wait.
Okay. This should be fun. Alright. Apartment 143. Like I said, on Hulu. Shaky cam. Yeah, I'm really picky. I've watched some shaky cam movies, and I love them. But, I mean, when you're following a guy down a hallway and you're mostly staring at his shirt, because they're not holding the camera, and, and I understand it's trying to make it look more authentic, like actual footage, but I don't give a shit. I don't want to stare at the back of the guy's shirt or whatnot, or the corner where it's dark, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like it wasn't shot well enough to pull off the shaky cam. The storyline is this guy and his children live in this apartment. But they're having all this crazy shit happen. But there's almost nobody in this building. It's like an old warehouse type of building. It looked like when it showed from the outside. Like, the kids are getting scratches on their legs, things are shaking, loud noises, like a haunting and whatnot. And they bring in these people to figure out what it is and everything, and I was disappointed.
You know, the found footage craze has I think gone overboard.
Yeah.
And
I've got to the point I turn it on if it happens. I go, oh no, I'm not watching this one.
I've only found one that I actually see as like, okay, I could see this being found footage, and that's Apollo 18.
Yeah.
Because they're surrounded by Apollo missions were surrounded by freaking cameras all the time. So okay, I can see that. All these others, like if that shit went down, your first thought is, I'm gonna film this.
Yeah.
Hell no.
I'm gonna get the fuck out.
I'm protecting my ass. The hell with the camera, I'll leave that bitch behind.
Yeah.
I'm gone.
I'm tired of it. Like I said, I'll turn on a movie, it'll sound like a great storyline, I'll turn it on. If it doesn't, I'll watch it for about 5 minutes. And after that 5 minutes, if they don't cut away to like real film
the
footage,
standard shot.
I don't mind when it does found and standard, but it can't be all found.
Yeah.
Like,
almost like record.
The last all found footage film that I saw that I enjoyed was Cloverfield. And that was how long ago?
Yeah.
I wasn't too crazy about that one either.
I enjoyed it.
I don't like it when it's dark a lot and you can't see shit, or they're filming the corner of the room when nothing's going on over there. You just hear the stuff going on.
Yeah.
To me, that's not fun. It's not exciting. It's not spooky. It's not anything it's supposed to be. It's just
Quarantine
boring.
was like that too.
Yeah, I
At some
can't.
point.
Quarantine got dark.
So I give it 2.5 out of 5 full moons. I mean, the storyline was okay. The actors, they were alright. Like, they didn't like act over the top or anything like that. And they were solid actors, but other than that, I just could bleh. Just bleh.
So there's that.
Yeah. The Disappointments Room was a standard, very nicely expensive budget looking movie.
No found footage.
No found footage. This architect and her husband and son. I watched a lot of shows with kids in them. Son,
Seeing
I'll
how you
live.
hate kids?
I know. All these damn movies with the kids in them. Kids are always creepy.
Anyways.
So
Even in real life.
yes.
Especially in real life.
Yes. You don't know freaked out until you wake up in the middle of the night and your kid's 2 inches from your face staring at you out of a dead sleep. You're like, yeah. Oh. So they moved to the country, whatever, in this giant house. And, of course, there's a locked room. And they're trying to figure out what's in it, blah, blah, the history of the house and the traumatic, horrible shit that happened there. And it's based around this little room. And that it was what they call the disappointments room, where if your child was born handicapped or any way that the parents that are well-to-do would find embarrassing, they would lock the child in this room for their entire life.
Oh, man.
Only to be cared for by the close family and maybe a really trusted servant. And the psychotic father, of course, and there's these ghosts in the house, and the woman starts sort of hallucinating and seeing these ghosts and all this crazy shit. It was a fairly good movie. 4 out of 5 full moons. It's worth a watch. I don't foresee myself watching it too many more times, but I enjoyed it while it happened. Let's see here. I'm trying to remember. I'll start with John Dies in the End because I forgot about what the other one was. I might have to look it up. This is why I need notes. John Dies in the End was fucking weird. Fucking crazy weird. I thoroughly enjoyed it. There's these boys, well, teenagers, and there's this new drug or something, supposedly, but you've seen in, like, I want to say it was whatever Spider-Man movie with Venom in it or whatever, how the black stuff moves. That's what the drug looks like.
The symbiote.
Symbiote.
Yeah, it looks like that. Like, you see the syringe and the little drop of the black liquids coming out of it, and it's all, like, spiky and shit.
What the hell?
But it makes it so, like, your brain works different, and at one point, I think his name's David, was sitting across from John in the diner, and all of a sudden, John calls him on the phone and is talking to him at the same time, but not. Like, it's from a different time.
Oh, wow.
What
And,
the hell?
like, there's stuff about, different, not planes of reality, but, like, different universe type of thing, or different planet, and like, coming through, and it you have to watch it. It's really hard to explain. You have to watch it, and these people are dying, and it's fucking great. I give that one 5 out of 5 full moons. I loved it. I've watched it before, and I'm definitely gonna watch it again. Okay, hold on 1 second. Talk amongst yourselves.
We're watching.
I'm so professional.
Now we're watching the first Transformers, which it's just as entertaining watching it as it was in the theaters.
Megan Fox.
Oh yeah.
This was before she started doing stuff to her face.
Yes.
Before she turned into a space cadet.
Oh,
Yep.
She's recently stopped, and her face is kind of going back to normal with all that injection shit.
Mm-hmm.
But
Seen the Olsen twins?
yeah, the Olsen twins look bad.
Really bad.
However, their
They
younger
look
sister
like
is pretty.
Avatar. Both of them. They look a recent photo.
No, there's a third Olsen.
Oh,
No,
okay.
Elizabeth Olsen. That
Okay, I don't know about
She's a
it.
Scarlet
she's the
Witch.
Scarlet Witch.
Okay.
Okay, I remember now. Sorry. Okay, The Diabolical. Again, more kids.
You gotta
Fucking
stop
kids.
with these
I
themes.
know, like everything had kids in it this time.
You have these theme nights.
Have you seen the
No,
movie
I do.
Kids?
I do. I have. I
It's
have.
about kids.
So this one stars Allie Larder, and I love her.
I love her.
I love her. Allie Larder.
Oh heck yeah.
She was really popular in the 90s and such.
She wore the whipped cream bikini.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
see?
Oh, yeah.
She was also Claire Redfield in the
she was.
Resident Evil movie.
Very nice. See, I love her. She's a mother of children. And so...
Are these children disappointments?
No, these children are not disappointments. And they're having a haunting issue. Or what they think is a haunting issue. And her boyfriend... See, the description of this movie that I read on it before watching it sucked. Because it really didn't even encompass, like, barely anything that had anything to do with it. Like, the description was that woman's having paranormal issues and her scientist boyfriend is going to help out. Okay, technically, yes. But that left a lot out. So they keep seeing these crazy monsters. Like, all of a sudden the lights will flicker and there'll be a flash or whatever, and then all of a sudden this thing, like, at one point crawled out of the dryer, and it looked like this thing with no skin on. And it was
Dust bunnies will fuck you up.
like the special effects in the movie I thoroughly enjoyed. Like, it's probably a medium budget movie, but the effects were pretty good. So they find out later, I'm not going to give it all away, but they find out later that it's not really a ghost. It's something else. And it has to do with this company that is trying to buy her house from her. And she's in dire straits, whatever. I believe her husband died. So she's about to lose the house anyways, but she doesn't want to sell. And so it's all that drama, and then this crazy stuff happening. And the children, like the little girl in it, like talks to the ghost thing. Like, kids are creepy. So, I actually really enjoyed this movie. Like I said, it's on Hulu if you want to check it out. Probably 5 out of 5, because at the end, too, there's a really good kind of weird twist that you weren't really expecting when you find out what all is going on.
I'm down for that.
But not the Shyamalan kind of twist. It was a good twist.
I liked his recent twist.
Which movie did he do recently?
The Split.
Oh, I didn't watch that one. Alright, so yeah, good movie.
I hate you. These are awesome.
I know.
They're spicy. That's why I like them.
Yeah. Okay, I'm done.
You done?
I'm done.
Alrighty.
Your turn.
My review for Bane Conquest #1. This is the first spinoff for Bane that has come back, has returned into the DCU after his whole altercation with Batman, and now he's back to being a mercenary. He's off Venom, and he's pretty much nothing gets in or out with Gotham without my say-so.
Very nice.
People are trying to mess up my town without my authority. I'm gonna go mess them up. So that's pretty much covers the whole issue, is that somebody's trying to get something in Gotham without a say-so, and he's aiming to take care of it. It was, of course, it was a issue 1, so of course you're gonna get it's initially your setup issue, but it is a 4 out of 5. You get some Bane action in there. You get a gunfight. So you did have some action in the actual issue. So yeah, 4 out of 5 Grayskull. Now on to episode 4 and 5. This is going to be pretty much a combined review for Attack on Titan. Whoa. Dude. Some shit has gone awry. The conspiracy gets deeper. A freaking fight ensues, and you figure out the truth behind the Colossal and Armored Titan. That is all I'm going to say about it, because I'm not going to give up too much information, which is a first for me, because I love to talk for some odd damn reason. These two, now fucking 11, and break the damn handle. Break that knob. Break that.
We
bitch.
go through a lot of knobs.
We do. We really do. Definitely Hulk smash on the fucking amp. Honestly, definitely watch it. I've been watching it through Hulu, and it is subbed. There is no dubs, unfortunately. So if you're one of those people that wants to wait before dubbed, fucking don't. You need to watch this shit ASAP. And that does it for me.
How about that?
All right.
This is the first we actually finished early.
Yeah.
There's a lot less of us.
Well, that too.
We're missing people.
People's.
Well, we're
Not
not-
as short as
we're low on
few
people.
nights, though.
Huh?
Few nights it was just like you, me, and Tiny.
Yeah.
Like, yep, that's what's left of us.
I think the smallest show we've ever done was 2 people.
Really?
That was way back in the early days.
Just you and
myself
Jimmy?
and Jimmy.
Yep, you and Jimmy.
Talking about our comics. Jimmy read Marvel, I read DC, and it was a nice balance. I have since expanded my horizons greatly. Not so much to Marvel.
No.
Everything else.
Well, to add something, I could do my review of issue 1 on Secret Empire, because I did get issue 1 and I did read it. But actually, you know what? Fuck it. I will. Secret Empire #1. I'm one of those diehard Captain America fans. You know, Captain America.
Were you one of the ones that was pissed at Steve Rogers #1 where you sent a Hail Hydra for the first time?
Yes, I was. I was infuriated. But as I've actually read the series and actually been reading the story, this is actually a twist to a character that I never physically wanted to see. It was great to talk about. It was great to spitball and all that. You know, what if Captain was really Hydra? It was always great to talk about, to actually see it come to fruition. I'm not gonna lie, it's rattled my core.
I kind of like it.
I don't like it.
I'm just glad to see something different from Marvel.
No, yes, and what better way to do it than with their #1 hero?
Yeah.
It's almost as bad as when I read Dark Reign of Superman. You know, I was so used to the Boy Scout, and then when I actually read the Dark Reign, it was just like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's like, why would he do this? Why would Superman truly betray everything that he stood for? And you're seeing that right now with Secret Empire. In issue 1, you see a lot more of what Cap wanted to do and some of his objectives and who he tried to cut out and what he tried to stop before it even got off the ground.
Yeah.
Before anybody can oppose him, he eliminated the things that were going to be his biggest threat. And it tells you and it emphasizes it in the issue. It is a heavy dialogue issue.
Yes, it is. Very much so.
Just to give you kind of a quick couple pages, you actually the first opening pages start you off in a school that already has the influence of Hydra. All the history is pretty much been rewritten and replaced. And the kid is like, well, last year you were telling us, you know, the Allies won. Now you're telling us different. They're like, well, yeah, that was before the Great Illusion, and that's what they call it. And and even then, you know, it takes me a minute to grasp that reading it. It really does, because I'm just like, no, this ain't no fucking illusion. God damn it, we won. But again, this is part of the story, so I have to actually have that open mind and keep 2 steps back at all times, because if I get myself too caught up into it, I'm just going to completely get disgusted by the story.
Yeah.
And you don't want that. You honestly do not want that, because this is such a compelling and such a great story already out of the gate.
Yeah.
Even I had a chance to actually skim over some of the tie-ins, which there are 4 tie-ins right now.
And it does map them all out at the back of the issue, what all is going to be included in this run.
And what order to read it, which is one of a very few firsts for Marvel, that they actually give you the order to read it in. Because I remember
I think the last time it was the last Secret Wars they did it.
The last Secret Wars, yes. But before that, you kind of had to read the issues and try to establish that timeline yourself. Me being the Age of Apocalypse fan that I am, I had to do that as a kid. Okay, well, which book came before then? Okay, this issue came for this one, and then it's all like
the Fast and the Furious films where you don't know what the fuck's going on.
They're not like that anymore, but they were at one time. Yeah, that timeline's all fucked up. But issue 1's definitely a crank it to 11 for me. Again, this is a story I can't get too emotionally invested into, or else I'm not going to read the story.
Yeah.
And this is a story I do want to read.
It is a great book. Marvel's had actually a really bad past 5 years.
Yeah, they have.
You know, and here for the longest time they've been on top as far as marketing and sales and dollars and everything. But when they started slipping a little bit and DC started catching up and Image started catching up, it really felt like they were reaching. Like they were trying to just throw anything out there to get all their numbers back up.
And I mean, we saw it with Secret Wars, we saw it with Civil War II. And in my opinion, Civil War II was that desperate plea.
Yeah.
And I think because of the events that transpired in Civil War II, they initially succeeded. Initially succeeded. Now, I didn't say fully succeeded, but initially they succeeded.
Yeah.
I have some knowledge.
What you got?
I watched a show.
Okay.
On this. Okay. Ricky just said jumping the shark. And I asked him, do you know where that came from?
And I replied, no.
So I watched a television show that explained that jumping the shark is actually a Happy Days reference, where Fonzie jumped the shark and then the show went to shit.
Yep.
Like at that moment, the show went to shit. So now it's a common phrase, they jumped the shark. Knowledge.
Fun fact.
Fun fact.
Happy Days fan.
See, there you go. See?
Mork froze Fonzie.
Mork froze Fonzie.
Oh yeah, well Joni loves Chachi.
Aw, Joni died
I
like
know.
a week or two ago.
That sucks.
I didn't know that. Didn't she have issues?
He was on heroin.
There we go. Issues.
But yeah, you know, Marvel's really been reaching, and I think the probably the initial pitch for Secret Empire was probably another reach, but I think it's one that's actually paying off.
I think so too, because they've seen a spike in sales since this, since launching Secret Empire and actually launching a lot of the tie-ins. They've seen a big spike where their sales have actually caught up to DC, and DC's been blowing them
as
out
far
of the
as
water.
dollar value, Marvel right now is ahead. However, as far as issues sold, issues moved, DC still got
them.
Now you're probably wondering, well, how the hell can that be? How can Marvel make more money but DC has sold more products?
Because Marvel Comics.
$2.99.
Oh. there you
DC
go.
books are
Cheaper.
most of the time are $2.99. They draw the line at $2.99, and Marvel will push $3.99, $4.99, $5.99, and just
Yeah.
I
they'll
paid
keep
$8
stacking
for a
it up.
Marvel issue one time.
Damn.
Yeah, and that wasn't even a variant. That was
Yeah.
just the issue.
Now the only DC books that you'll see like really get that big are like double issues
Yeah.
and prestige issues.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman 77 #1 was a $7 book, but it was like triple issue. It was insane.
the Odyssey.
See,
wasn't
I can
it?
see
Was
that if
the
it's a
Odyssey?
bigger issue.
Yeah.
I don't mind paying it if it's a bigger issue.
Yeah, well, it's $7, for a triple issue, literally
Yeah.
a triple issue. It's 3
That's
times
cool.
the pages. You're
Making out.
you're making out like a bandit because $2.99. Let's call it 3 times 3.
Well, sure,
dude,
let's-
that's 9. So
well,
you're
let's-
saving money.
Yeah.
Well, let's look at one of the more expensive monthly issues that have been coming out, which is Harley's Black Book. They've been pushing $5.99.
Yes.
But if you actually look at it, they're about the size of Secret Empire, which they're about that thick, which is actually pretty thick for an issue. They're pretty beefy. And of course, initially, Little Black Book was supposed to be a one-off, but now
Little
they've
White.
actually established their own universe.
Yeah.
And they're going.
That's your average book.
Yep.
I feel bad once Harley
You
grew
can
her
feel
hair
the
back.
difference.
I kind of
Yeah.
fell off reading it.
When what?
Harley
Look at the
grew her
wrong
hair
media.
back.
Oh yeah, when she stopped having the punk rock.
Yeah. After I read the whole little spiel, and then she started growing her hair back and stuff, and I read a few more after that and went, I'm over it. Her head's not shaved anymore.
All right, we got 2 minutes left before Spreaker takes a break. I don't know if we're going to have a Tanya and Patty show. Tanya's feeling under the weather tonight.
Yeah, she's pretty hip deep in that couch too.
She's getting a Patty scowl at the moment.
Yeah. I'm giving you a scowl. I'll snuggle you. It'll be okay.
When am I supposed to come over there?
You can come over now. I mean, 2 minutes.
Play the commercial in a
Just bring
minute.
in my blankies.
That's okay.
We'll do it during the commercial break.
Scorpionox. One of very few Beast War bots that actually made it into the real one.
Am I sitting on you?
My favorite thing to do on our comments is to put laugh out loud when I'm not actually laughing out loud. It makes me a
Nice.
liar.
Oh!
Okay.
There you go, Keith.
And your name's spelled with an O.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
yeah.
spelled both of our names
He's
wrong.
on the Facebook. He should
He
know.
spelled both of our names wrong.
He did Patty like you're a hamburger patty.
Yep.
He did Tanya like you're
This
Tanya
No,
Tucker.
The other way.
The other way?
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
It's okay, just to get him back, I'm misspelling his name.
Slide off.
I put K-I-E, not
You're
K-E-I.
gonna research those.
And do like Toledo.
No, no.
Talado.
That's some inches. Okay. Okay. There you go. That's better. Yeah.
Oh, before we break, how was Comic Book Day? Jose would like to know how was Comic Book Day.
It was
for you.
awesome, man. Literally, the most amount of issues I've seen pushed on Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah,
Our Spreaker listeners are 5. They're gone.
Okay, this is just for YouTube.
But no, it was a lot of fun. You went to
Me, Steven, and Senpai were at
All-Star.
All-Star for 10. We were there from 10 to 2, and it stayed constant. It was busy, constantly busy.
myself, the captain, and Damn It Jimmy were at Dimensions down in
Jimmy?
Damn it, Jimmy. Yeah,
Damn It Jimmy.
Damn it, Jimmy.
Huh.
AKA Jimmy wants to
I was at work.
I was working too. I was making the monies for the captain.
But yeah, at All Star they had a very good selection. They had the I Hate Image.
I didn't see it.
They had Dragon Ball,
What's
Dragon Ball Super. They had Pokemon. They had Barbie. They had Monster High for the kids.
Barbie?
Yeah, actually.
DC Superhero Girls.
DC Superhero Girls. Wonder Woman. There was an issue of Wonder Woman going around.
Let's see what I picked up.
Wasn't there a Rick and Morty?
Yes, there was a Rick and Morty.
And a Bob's Burgers.
Yep. All right, pass me some of the nuts.
No, no, get them
There's
away
you
from
better
me.
eat them, you know, because you waited till the end. So there you go.
Yeah, we
sweet.
made those nuts our bitch.
For all you steampunk fans,
Yeah.
Joe Benitez's Lady Mechanica. I haven't read it yet.
I've seen that and thought about buying it a few times.
That looks
Well, you
badass.
can read that one and see what you think.
It's not
Riverdale.
bad.
And of course, Secret
that's
Empire,
okay.
which I thumbed through this one. Basically, what this is a bunch of little segments leading up to Secret Empire.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that.
And Avatar?
Avatar.
Mm-hmm.
Had to grab that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan. I got that for my kid sister.
Very nice.
And of course, I picked up two
I
of
hate
the
him.
DC Superhero Girls. I got the very last Monster High one for the kids. So. there was a
Did
ton of other
you
stuff.
happen to read the Rick and Morty by chance?
No.
They didn't have it? I'm sad.
Well, they had it, but
We should have gave it to you.
Or maybe you should have just went to Free Comic Book Day and got your own.
Yeah.
he has a very valid point. You know?
I was at work, man.
Whose
People
fault is
got
that?
jobs and shit.
So yeah.
Got your commercial.
Comicpalooza 2017 is here. Celebrity appearances by Get your tickets and hotel packages today at comicpalooza.com.
Tune in and we're just like,
You just bring this outside.
And you're back.
It's the Patty and Tanya show.
Yay! Okay, so I've got a bone to pick with Facebook. Not really Facebook, but people on Facebook.
that means you.
All of you. I've seen. He's just over there laughing. He's like, oh shit, this shit again. Okay, this is my soapbox. Like, break is my soapbox where I can bitch about everything I've seen online. I have seen some posts recently
Okay.
that were incredibly insensitive.
I thought you were quitting Facebook because of.
I did.
Okay.
For 20 days, and then I came back. It was
Okay.
pissing me
And now
off
this
again.
is when she's angry.
Now
Okay.
I'm angry.
So what are the posts?
Okay, they are talking about addiction.
Mm-hmm.
And, alright, people that have battled addiction years ago were just seen as weak-willed and just trash, basically. And the medical community and the addicts themselves and everything else have spent years fighting that stigma. Years of research and the actual causes of addiction and stuff like that. And it's still a fight because a lot of times when you hear the word addict or anything, you're like, you know what I mean? It's just the way society is. And it's come out to be that it's an actual medical condition, a brain disorder, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And it's been like
disease is usually
yeah,
the term.
disease
used.
is the term.
But people, I think, are afraid to call it a disease because they think that people will use that as a crutch.
Exactly.
And I've known people that did use it as a crutch.
And there are some people that do.
I can't do anything about
blame
it.
it on everything. Yeah. Exactly. Instead of getting help like they should.
Because there's not a pill you can get for
it. It's just something you have to battle every day. And I've seen a post recently, and I'm not going to look it up again because I get mad every time I read it. But it basically says, addiction's not a disease, you're just stupid and weak-willed, and don't baby these people, and, like, it's really fucking mean.
It is really fucking mean.
Like, really cruel. And, you know, I understand not to enable an addict.
Yeah.
But have some fucking compassion.
Yeah.
And I mean, if addiction was purely, it talks about how, oh, well, you chose to take that drug and you weren't an addict before you took that drug. Mm-hmm. That you're addicted to the thing.
But the thing is, that's the problem. You were an addict before you took it.
And it's been scientifically proven that of this fact.
Your brain wiring and chemical,
it's how people
like the way
are
your body was
addicted
designed from the get-go
to non-addictive substances.
Yeah.
People are addicted to a lot of different things. They
like
have
everybody
nothing to do
here
with it.
could take heroin.
Yeah.
And
maybe one person.
And one or two of us are gonna keep doing it every day for the rest of our lives. And the rest of them are gonna be like, dude, that shit was fucked up. I'm never doing that again.
Exactly.
But yeah,
it's just
different.
the addict mentality.
Like how many people have tried cigarettes or weed or whatever and then said, that's like, not for me.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So like seeing people that I like or that I care about posting shit like that and me being a recovering addict, like they don't give a shit, you know what I mean? Like I'm the face of addiction. Do you want to come to my face and tell me that? Like you're brave enough over the internet to be an asshole, and I
haven't seen that one that you're talking about.
I think what cinched it for me was it ended with tough love is what will make America great again.
Oh jeez.
Yeah. And so, like, my brain just fucking short-circuited. I mean, I understand not enabling, not babying an addict, and any of that stuff. Yeah. But have some fucking common human compassion.
Yeah.
About these people having a problem.
So the one that I hate that reminds me of, that I have seen a bunch of times on Facebook, is there's a picture that says, shit, I can't remember the wording of it. But basically there's a picture of some pretty scenery in a forest or like pretty backdrop on an ocean or whatever, and it says this is an antidepressant, and then it has a picture of a bunch of pills, and it says this is not. Yeah. But that's from somebody who can go to somewhere like the woods or go sit by the ocean and feel better.
Exactly.
I was sad today. I had a bad day at work this week, and so this makes me feel better. But that doesn't mean you don't need those pills.
Yeah, you're not clinically
those
depressed.
Are still antidepressants.
Yeah.
Because, you don't have depression. You can't claim that that's not an antidepressant.
That it's not needed.
Yeah. And I get that we are over-medicated in this country.
Oh, yeah.
But the problem is that we have people that are sad, had a bad week at work, and they go get those pills.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Those people are a problem, yes. But yeah, that bothers me too. I haven't seen this.
I found the post for you.
Should I read it?
You can do it if you want to.
I'm going to read it.
She's going to read the post out loud.
Drug addiction is a choice. It is not a disease. Before you stuck that needle in your arm or popped those pills in your mouth, you did not have an addiction. You created a habit that became habitual, and now you're dependent on the drugs. Addiction is a choice. That's like saying gay is a choice.
Yeah.
Allowing addicts to believe it's a disease only enables them and gives them an excuse to feel sorry for themselves and continue doing what they're doing. You don't have a disease, you have a weak mind. You have no self-control, all you have is your drugs. I don't feel the least bit sorry for any of you. Tough love is going to make America great again. That's fucking ridiculous.
And that's shitty.
It really is.
I feel like I get so frustrated because watching Facebook and stuff, it's this platform for you to say any little thing that's on your brain. And I get it, and cool, whatever. But I also feel like it shows us what's really inside some people's heads.
Yeah. I think I've learned a little bit about some people on the Facebook.
Yeah, like things that we might not know, people that we're close to even.
Things
and
that have never
no
come up in
idea.
conversation between you and that person.
And so I see somebody that I thought was cool, or that I care about, and they're posting something so hateful, because to me that felt hateful.
Yeah.
Over somebody that has a problem. And I've seen the argument on there about, what is it, Narcan, I want to call it. It's the thing they shoot you up with when you're ODing on heroin.
Okay.
That's free. But cancer treatment isn't, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, you know what? It shouldn't be a one or the other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not a fight between addicts and
Yeah.
cancer patients. It's not like...
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of that argument, too, of, oh, well, they choose to do the drugs, so they shouldn't get any treatment, preferential, blah, blah, or otherwise. And it's just, it's really showed me what a lot of people are like, truly.
Yeah.
And it makes me really depressed about how society's changing and what society's becoming.
Yeah.
And it makes me really nervous. I mean, can't we... I mean... believe me, I understand anger and everything and frustration, but can't we just be decent to each other?
I don't think people enough consider other people.
They don't. That's a huge fucking problem.
And people are saying that the problem that we have in the world, in the country,
Yeah.
whatever, today.
I hate to interject,
Yeah.
but Keith brings up a great point.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Keith says anything stimulating to the mind and body can be addicting, like masturbation or even
Yeah.
sex.
Or
He
lifting!
said his used to be Q-tips, and he says, of course, that I remember, and I don't believe it used to be. I'm fairly certain it still is, Keith. I'm not buying that you're off of that.
Is he talking
He has,
about
like, a
cleaning,
Q-tip
cleaning
obsession.
his shit
Oh
ears?
yeah, I have the same addiction. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
But that is a tough one because I didn't use Q-tips for a long time, and then I dated a guy that used them.
Yeah.
And so I tried it once, and now, like, I still want to. I feel like when I get out of the shower, if I don't
Yes.
use a Q-tip...
I like to use it after
and
the
it's
shower.
you're not supposed to do it. I know you're not supposed to.
that's
but once
proof.
I've done it, I
You
was
could
like,
be
oh
addicted to
god,
anything.
it's so good.
Yes. See, that's not a drug. You can be addicted to anything.
It's hard to break.
Yes.
I'm literally still
Yes.
trying to break it from years ago when
Yeah.
I did it the first time.
I feel
It's
like-
hilarious that he brought up the Q-tips.
They're called eargasms, and they're
Yeah.
highly
Oh,
addictive.
God. Dude, my eyes will roll back in my fucking head. And I'm like, oh, yeah, right there.
Like, I started trying to wean myself by, like, not going as far in each time.
That's how you do it. You wean yourself off, try not
Well,
to
the
push
bad
it all
part
the
is
way
after you
in.
dye your hair and then you use the Q-tip, it's purple in there. Oh, shit.
Oh my god, yeah.
See, you needed me this time. The doctor was gonna freak when he saw that.
He cleans them when he pisses?
Every time.
Does he make a mess?
Literally.
That's so
Like,
strange.
Not like immediately after.
Oh, okay.
And now here's the weird
Is
thing.
there a chance you got some in there?
Well, no, here's the weird thing. Like, he will piss, flush, and then open the door, and then turn around, go back to the counter, clean his ears, wash his hands.
Keith. That's strange to me. I mean, I do strange things
I know,
too.
I
I'm
have
just
a
not
lot of
talking about my weird
strange
things right now,
things
but
about me.
that one's
So,
pretty
yeah, well, you know. No, my confusion was whether he was doing it while he was
That
pissing.
seems like
'cause I
it's
was
too
like,
many
if I had a
times.
penis and I was trying to clean my ears and piss, there'd be piss everywhere. Just saying.
Get this read one more time.
What were we talking about? Damn it, Keith. I was gonna say a sentence
Sorry.
I'm
when
sorry.
he interrupted me
I don't know.
with the Keith comment.
We were talking
I
about
was
people
on
not
the-
thinking about other people's
Yes,
and what the world was
and then,
supposed
but that's
to be
what it is.
bitching
People
at.
have started calling it PC.
Yeah, just
to
being
be
decent.
considerate of other people.
Yeah,
And I have a
And
problem with
hating
that.
on it.
I have it. Yeah, it's a bad thing.
it's horrible to be
Why
nice
can't we
to
care
people.
about people that aren't
Yeah.
you? Like, why is that a bad thing?
Exactly.
That really bothers me.
I try to see.
And that's the popular
Other
thing
people's
now is to
sides.
not give a fuck about anyone else and then brag about how you're not PC.
Yeah, and that's shitty.
What the fuck? And talk shit about people that are too PC because they care about people?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm told something's offensive, generally I will try not to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just simple
Oh, how did I
things.
word that? I told it to Jonathan a while back and I liked that wording and I can't remember now. But it was about the PC thing. About how, okay, being PC because you're worried about what other people think about what you
Yeah.
have to say is one thing. But I'm PC because I'm worried about the other people's thoughts,
Yeah.
about how they're gonna feel, not how they're gonna think of me,
Yeah.
but how they're gonna think of themselves
Yeah.
by me saying what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. It's so frustrating when being a decent human being is.
And I don't
looked
think
down
that
on.
I would really be considered
Spreaker's back.
PC.
Welcome back, Spreaker.
Hi.
I'm nice about. I'm gonna consider people's feelings.
Yeah.
I'm considerate.
I try.
That's a good thing.
You're catching the tail end of the Patty and Tanya show.
Yeah.
Where
We got
got
missed
deep
out.
today.
We did. We got on some causes.
We went deep into certain orifices.
Patty had a What Grinds My Gears
Yeah, pretty
special.
What really grinds my gears.
Orgasms.
Dude, an eargasm.
Orgasms, yes.
We even went into grinding ears.
Yes.
You have to pay double for that kind of action, Cotton.
You might want to go back and watch the YouTube later.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I always look at the camera when I'm talking to the Spreaker people.
because they can totally
It reminds
see.
me, was that Mitch Hedberg that said that? I dressed up today because I'm doing a CD special.
I
love him.
We're making a CD so you could buy the CD and not recognize your laugh.
You got your spot back, Ricky?
Huh? Yeah, I'll get it when you're done. When you're done.
I think we're done with our
When you're
special.
done what you done?
Oh, okay.
I guess I'm gonna miss the spot. I'm gonna go back to my
I figure
couch.
if you're given a platform to talk about shit, sometimes
Let's talk about some
important
shit that matters.
Yeah, what were y'all
So-
talking about?
It's not all seriousness all the time, but occasionally, shit comes up.
Did y'all talk about did y'all go like clams deep in there or what?
Yeah, totally.
Don't we always?
You
Wow,
told,
that
I got up for you to.
Yeah, I gotta go that way. I can't get past that.
How did Sean Pachter say it? Is like I'm gonna rock out with my cock out. You're gonna wild out with a
You're
clown
way
out.
behind. What's going on with that? What's up with that? You're way behind.
I know. I gotta refresh it.
That's like
I-
fucking forever ago. That was like.
What you rocking,
last week.
PBR?
No.
There, you happy?
Yes, sir.
Here, I refreshed it. You happy?
Okay.
There we
Yes, much better. I'm sad because I can't read the comments. I usually read the comments.
go. Here, make it a little
Yeah,
easier.
turn a little bit so I can read them too. So I'm nosy.
There you go.
All right. So, talked about Free Comic Book Day a little bit.
Yes, we did.
On the Comicpalooza,
You got Pat?
there's one left in
Nope.
He's giving you the look. I wouldn't touch it.
But yes, Comicpalooza, this is our third year in a row being there as media. It's always a lot of fun. It's always a blast. Always get to meet and talk to a lot of interesting people, including you people. Y'all see us and y'all recognize us and y'all wave us down and talk to us. I love your show.
In that case, thank you.
Yes.
And keep watching.
Tell
Tell your friends.
No, that was another convention that I had a girl fangirl out on me.
That was Space City.
Yeah,
Space City.
odd moment, weird moment for me. It really was, because I'm over there being a fanboy on somebody else, and
Someone's
I got
fangirling on you.
somebody fangirling on me, and it was weird. Anyway, but yes, love seeing you.
Fangirl on you.
No, she wasn't.
She didn't fangirl. She didn't like fangirl all over you.
She was
did
across the table from me.
She goes, "Oh my god! See if your wife will let me sleep with you." You were like, "Whoa, whoa!" Not right now.
You were there.
She
You-
gonna
I don't
kill
know.
you.
You sure you want to do that, Ricky?
But
I'm just messing.
there's gonna be a lot of awesome guests. Chuck Norris is gonna be there, the legend,
The legend.
Texas Ranger himself, Anthony Mackie.
Falcon.
The Falcon.
Yes, right.
I'd like to Falcon meet him.
Huh?
Shannon Elizabeth.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
that was
Shannon
supposed to be-
Elizabeth.
That's Nadia.
Yes.
She will always be Nadia.
No.
Or Boo Boo Kitty Fuck.
No.
Yeah.
13 Ghosts.
I said.
Or 13 Ghost Girl.
Yeah, 13.
Yeah, I don't know what her name was. in
Her
that.
her dad was like Tony Shalhoub.
Yeah,
and
Tony
shit.
Shalhoub.
Yes, I love him. He's
Wait
weird.
for Jennifer to come.
You know he was what the hell was his name in Men in Black?
Oh, I don't know, but I know who you mean.
His
I
head
know.
always regrew.
Yeah.
Jeeves.
Yeah,
Jeeves.
Jack Jeeves.
Jeeves.
Jack Jeeves. Charlie Cox. Daredevil.
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 Which his premiere role was Stardust.
Yes.
Way back in the day.
I
with
like that
Michelle
film.
Pfeiffer.
I like that
John
film.
Bernthal, the Punisher.
Yes.
Also, The Walking Dead, Fury.
He's got a new one coming out called Baby Driver.
Yes.
Baby Driver.
Finn Jones as the Iron Fist.
Iron
He's also
Fist.
from Game of Thrones. So I expect his line to be pretty incredible. Mike Coulter, Luke Cage.
Yes.
He was also in Zero Dark 30.
And,
Jessica Henwick, Iron Fist, Game of Thrones. She was in The Force Awakens. Eldon Henson.
As a pilot.
Eldon Henson. Now, I have a VHS copy of the Mighty Ducks, and I'm going to try desperately to get it signed by him.
Fulton!
Oh,
Fulton!
Don't even address him by that. Just call him Fulton Reed the whole time you're there. It probably won't bode well.
Maybe
I'd be
not.
like, dude, I don't know about that knuckle puck, but your shit was the bomb.
That slap shot.
That slap shot you had?
Can you sign my skates?
Fuck Keenan. Keenan Thompson didn't have shit on you, bro.
But yeah, he's in Daredevil. Also in The Hunger Games, Mockingjay Part 1 and 2. Palm, I don't know, I never know how to say her last name. Clementif?
Oh, isn't that Mantis? From the new Guardians of the Galaxy 2?
Yes, she is.
Yes. She was also in Old Boy. Felicia Day from The Guild, Supernatural,
I love
Eureka,
Felicia
Mystery
Day.
Science Theater 300, The Return.
3,000.
Well, they have a typo. Comicpalooza has a typo on their site.
Oh.
And one, I know Patty should be excited for this one.
Yes.
Robert England,
Yes.
Freddie
Right?
himself.
That's
Freddie himself.
Freddy
Marky
Krueger.
Ramone.
And
Yeah.
the redneck piece of shit from D. Snyder's Strangeland. If you haven't, you've seen Strangeland, right?
Probably.
Paul Wesley, Vampire Diaries, Everwood, 24, Roll Bounce, Shot in the Heart.
Oh, God.
Jason David Frank.
Jason David Frank.
I'm
JD,
going
Joe.
to try to do another interview with him and like not freak out and be at like my normal performance. Amy Jo Johnson, I'm trying to get.
She has
Her
a
as
movie
well.
that's going to play there.
Yes, she
After-
does. She actually wrote it,
Yes.
and I believe she directed it as well.
But she's having a showing at Comicpalooza.
Danielle Panabaker, The Flash, Justified, Sky High, Friday the 13th.
Oh, Sky High.
Killer
Yes.
Frost. Yep. She was the plant girl.
Oh,
Oh, Danielle Panabaker. She also did not survive Friday the 13th, the remake, and it broke my heart because she was like there with the dude from Supernatural, and he's like, "Come on, hurry, come on!" And then bam, machete through the titties, and I was like, "No, not right, Jason. You should have let that one go. She didn't have sex. She was a
You're
virgin."
not following the rules.
Yeah, well, she may have had sex because that dude was kind of a douche, but that's neither here nor there. But she didn't have sex in the movie, and that's part of the rules.
No, yeah.
Fuck.
Candace Patton from The Flash, Young and the Restless in the Game.
Mm-hmm.
Will Friedle, Boy Meets World. He's the
And
voice
Girl
of
Meets
Terry,
World.
Terry McGinnis
Yeah.
for Batman
I
Beyond.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy and Kim Possible. Dude's been in a lot of stuff. Christy Carlson Romano, also from Kim Possible. Even Stevens, Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, she was, I think, Tifa?
I have to sign up for that. For
She
that
voiced
one
Tifa?
album on vinyl.
Oh.
I
That's
don't
the only way you
That
can
was
get it
one
on
of my
vinyl.
favorite CDs.
Judge Reinhold,
still
Fast
have it.
Times at Ridgemont
I have all
High,
that.
Beverly Hills Cop 1 and 2, Gremlins, The Santa Claus, The Detour,
I like him.
Tom Kenny,
SpongeBob.
and Adventure Time. I don't know how to say his name. Bill Fagerbake. He does the voice of Patrick Starr.
Bigger bucket?
Isn't that Boomer from Night Court? I mean, a Boomer from Coach.
It looks like him. It might be.
Dauber.
Dauber! Who was I thinking of from Night Court? Bull. Good job.
Mary McConnell, Major Crimes, Battlestar Galactica, Dances with Wolves. Ming Chen's going to be there again.
Ming Chen.
He apparently enjoyed it last time.
Yes. Sam Jones, Flash Gordon, Ted, and Ted 2.
Yes.
Such a great guy.
I would love to interview him again.
Even if you're not a fan, just go talk to him. He's such a great guy just to talk to. A lot of fun. Marky Ramone,
Woo!
Rex Brown from Pantera,
Yes.
Scott Wilson, The Walking Dead, The OA, In the Heat of the Night, In Cold Blood, Chad Coleman from The Walking Dead and The Wire, Lawrence Gilliard Jr. from The Wire and The Walking Dead, Stephen Ogg from The Walking Dead and Grand Theft Auto 5. I know Jimmy's pretty excited because he voiced, I believe, the main character in Grand Theft Auto 5, and he's actually taking his map from the game to try to get it signed. and Lance Henriksen
Oh,
from
I
Aliens
recognize
and the Terminator, and a ton of other people. J.M. DeMatteis is going to be there again, and I'm going to try to get an interview, and I'm also going to try to get all of my issues of Gods and Monsters signed, along with a ton of other stuff that I have that he wrote. And he's a trip. Definitely a trip. I had him sign my copy of Speeding Bullets.
Mm.
And he was sitting next to his wife. And he is not what you would call a young man by any means. And his wife was looking at the book. He goes, oh, man, yeah. I really miss the old Elseworlds, man. They were a lot of fun. He signs it, and his wife looked at him. Also, not what I would call a young woman. And she looked at the book and looked at him. Oh, isn't that the one where he's in the ditch being attacked by wolves? The guy didn't miss a beat. He snapped his head real quick to the side and, what books are you reading? Because it has nothing to do with anything going on in that book.
That's awesome. It's like, bitch!
And he snapped his head at a speed that it scared me. Like, he's going to die right there. Right in front of me, signing my book.
Just finish the signature.
Yeah, I didn't plan on having this witness in slab, but if it happens, I feel I really should.
Yes. Half a signature. Like,
His last known signature.
He died in the middle.
Also, Ronnie Blakely from Nightmare on Elm Street.
Mm-hmm.
Amanda Wyss, Nightmare on Elm Street. Dexter and Charmed. Who else we got? Roger Bumpass from SpongeBob SquarePants and Invader Zim. Tyson Reinhardt, Attack on Titan. Steins Gate, 7, AO, Carnival High.
He's done a lot of voices.
High School DxD.
Mm-hmm.
Chuck Huber. I love this guy. We used to have a soundbite of him, but it
got lost in time.
Well, it didn't get lost. It just degraded. So, yeah, that one's...
Oh, my back! Garlic Jr.
He played... he actually voiced several different characters in Dragon Ball Z. He's done Full Metal Alchemist, Borderlands 2. He's done a bunch of stuff, and he's a really friendly guy. And I think he has a tapeworm because I've never seen him not eating. Caitlin French, she did the Book of Bantora, No Game, No Life, Say I Love You. Chris Rager, Borderlands 2, and Assassination Classroom. And Samantha, I have no idea how to say that. Inu Hart.
Inoue Hart.
She did DC Universe Online and Final Fantasy Unlimited. We have Camila D'Erico, painter. Oh, shit's moving all around. Mm-hmm. Chad Harden.
Harley Quinn.
Yeah, he was actually the first comic book artist to put her in a comic book. Ben Templesmith.
Oh, yeah.
The 30 Days of Night, Star Wars, Doctor Who.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I love him.
David Finch did Batman, Wonder Woman, The New Avengers, Ultimate X-Men, Cyberforce.
I'm gonna go. Who's the
I've
Venom
been following
artist?
Ben Templesmith on social
Sam
media.
De La Rosa,
Yeah,
he's
Sam
going to
De
be
La Rosa.
there.
Yeah, De La Rosa.
Gene Ha, he did Fables, Action Comics in May.
Oh.
Tony Harris did Starman, Iron Man, Ex Machina, and Star Wars C-3PO, and I have a copy of that I'll be taking up there for him. Peter Gross, Lucifer, and American Jesus Chosen. Kevin Maguire, Justice League, The Defenders, and X-Men. Shit's jumping all around again.
Damn it.
Philip Sevy, Tomb Raider, Tithe, Paradox, and The House. Not Images of the Tithe. Special note there. Brent Peebles did Batman and Love is Love. Tyler Jenkins did Peter Panzerfaust, still an ongoing, and Grass Kings. David Barron, he's a colorist, and he also wrote Stained, which I'm really excited about. But he also did colors for Green Arrow, Planetary, The Authority, and Detective Comics, and a ton of other stuff. I looked up his resume. It is insane. He started working in comics at the age of 15.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah. Dude's done a lot of stuff. Natasha Altaricki did Heathen, Dinosaur Project, Gotham Academy Yearbook, and Grayson Annual. Arthur Sudam, the Zombie King. He did The Walking Dead, Marvel Zombies, and Deadpool. And, of course, Sam De La Rosa, Spider-Man,
Yes,
Venom,
Venom,
Batman, Green Lantern, Star Trek, Star Wars. The dude's done a lot of stuff. And Doug Hazelwood, very, very popular inker. Did the whole reign of Superman. That was all his. The Death of Superman. That he did that. He's done The Flash. He's done Animal Man and Wonder Woman.
Did you get my joke the other day?
Yes, I did.
Okay. I was like, I typed it and sent it. Went, I wonder if they're gonna get the Tracer joke. Like,
And J.M. DeMatteis did Scooby Apocalypse, Justice League, Spider-Man, Captain America. And, he did a lot of the Elseworld stuff. He wrote a lot of the DC Elseworlds, especially mid-90s. And some of the best stuff of that era in Elseworlds were his. James Robinson wrote Starman, Earth 2, Superman, Grendel Tales, Fantastic Four, Ben Temple-Smith, 30 Days of Night.
fucking love him. His art. I think he worked on one called Dagon too. That was a movie years ago.
Dagon.
Oh, so good. But he did some drawings for like a comic version of it.
Let's see. Zach Kaplan, he writes Eclipse from Top Cow. I'm stoked for him. I have every issue. And Skybound Comics or Skybound Entertainment will be there. Valiant will be there. Top Cow, Xenoscope, 451, and we got a bunch of cosplay guests, but they don't list everybody. Hellstar will be there, and they'll be performing. And September Morning will be there as well, and they'll be performing.
They're going to have a Nerdlesque there 2 nights in a row.
Yes,
Really?
that's right.
Hell right.
That was Glenn Danzig. Sure looked like him. No, looked more like Matt Dillon, but they could be mistaken for Glenn Danzig.
2 pages worth of novelists.
What?
And a ton of, private vendors and authors and illustrators, and it's...
Too many to even mention.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like, these are just,
Yeah.
the bigger
They
names.
got the full schedule out now.
Yeah.
Every time everybody's doing everything. So.
Yeah. Be sure, if you plan on attending any panels, pick up a schedule, open it up, read it.
And get there beforehand. Don't wait till the last minute.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely want to try to get the best seat you can for the panel. You wait till the last minute, you run the risk of missing the panel altogether.
That's right.
Because they will fill up the rooms, and
Front
once
row
they get
goes
to
press, second row goes to VIP, and the rest is everybody else.
and if you wait too long, if you do wait to the last minute, and that panel is at capacity, sorry, you missed out. Because they will shut those doors, and once they're at capacity, that's it.
We have a question. If you'd like to answer a question.
Love to answer a question.
What's your favorite amalgam character?
Oh!
You picked the right guy, right?
I think I'm the only person here who's read all of them.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't read all of them, but I've read a good chunk of them, and mine was the Ghost Rider Flash.
I'd probably have to say Dark Claw.
Dark Claw was my second. And it's surprising, but because of the comic and the way that it went, it definitely had to go to the Ghost Rider Ghost Rider Flash.
If not Dark Claw, I'd have to say Super Soldier, because that's a toss up that I always was curious about. Of course, Dark Claw is a mixture of Batman and Wolverine, and Super Soldier is a mixture of Captain America and Superman. So yeah, those are 2 very, very interesting characters, of which I think Dark Claw had everything he needed to actually establish an ongoing series and it actually be successful.
Which they did not do, but
he did get a second issue when they did the second edition of all the amalgam characters. He did get another issue. It's great. It really is great work. But those are actually little known books that are out there.
I would say I'd never heard of it.
yeah, they were back in the 90s.
Yeah.
It was a wonky time in comics when those things were released, and the amalgams were actually one of the better things to come out of the 90s.
Well, the beautiful thing about the amalgams is if you ever saw one, normally it meant that there was a huge DC Marvel crossover coming up. Because normally they would have released those right before.
Which actually it did come true because we got the Justice League
JLA Avengers.
JLA Avengers.
And there was another one that they did for the first go around. I don't remember what it was because I haven't read it. But I have read JLA Avengers, and it's actually an awesome book. 4 books. And they are all prestige, and believe it or not, you can find them in bargain bins, normally about $1 a piece.
Yeah. That's trippy, though.
I said it looks like a character that should be on the Tick.
The Tick was part of Free Comic Book Day, and I put
Always.
Like
He is
generic,
always part, and he was
mixed
actually created by somebody at a small comic book shop.
I just saw the pilot for the new season of it.
Yeah.
Really, dude?
Yeah, that is like the most freakish character to gain popularity ever. Because he was basically created as a promotional device for a comic book store. And then they decided, hey, well, let's start doing...
That was his name, Speed Demon.
Comic books for him. And, yeah, it took off. And people couldn't get enough of it. And then he got a cartoon. Mm-hmm. It took off even more.
Then we got a live action, which was pretty cheesy, and it was a great
awesome.
cheese.
It was awesome.
It was a great
loved
cheese.
it.
Okay, we got another question. Red Skull and Joker versus Bats and Cap. Who would win?
You know, I'd have to give it to the villains.
On this particular one,
That's that part of
I'd have to give it 50-50.
I'd have to give it to the villains in this one, because you're dealing with 2 absolutely maniacal geniuses.
But they would never get along if they're on the same team. Because one would have to outdo the other, or the other one would have to be...
If they had a common goal, they would.
Yeah, she brings up a very valid point.
That is a very valid point.
If they had a common enemy, yeah, they could work together, and because both of them can do that.
He says it happened in a crossover. What crossover? It wasn't the JLA Avengers, was it?
No, that wasn't JLA Avengers.
Let me see if he knows.
I can actually show you JLA Avengers.
Let me see if I can Google-fy this real quick.
That is JLA Avengers. That's all of them.
It's weird.
Yeah.
That's some pretty tight OP game right there.
Slightly.
Yeah.
Slightly.
Cap, Shield, Mjolnir,
Yeah.
in the hands of Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care who you are, you're not gonna win. I don't care what you got, you're not gonna
It
win.
was in a Batman Captain America crossover. From what it looks like. It was in Elseworlds.
Mm.
Let me see if I can pull up the specific one.
As far as all those one-shot crossovers, probably my favorites.
Yeah, it was a Batman Captain America crossover by John
Byrne.
Byrne?
Byron.
Yeah.
Byrne.
There you go.
John Byron.
Yeah.
Of all those one-shot crossovers, they're actually getting pretty hard to track down now. I haven't read that one, but
For $30, it can be yours.
yeah, no, that's not.
Not $30.
Oh.
No, I'm saying not for $30.
Yeah.
Yeah, not for
exactly.
$30. It's not gonna be mine. I have read the Spawn. I believe it's Spawn Batman.
Spawn Batman.
The Batman Spider-Man.
That was
I have
a
read
great
those.
crossover.
I thought they were okay. I have to say though, the Green Lantern Silver Surfer crossover, amazing. And if you can find it, which I have not been able to ever find it in an actual comic book store, but it is also a prestige issue. It's a one shot, but Fantastic Four Superman crossover was absolutely incredible. Superman became the new Herald of Galactus and gained the power cosmic. And he's all gold.
Even Joker knows that the Nazis are bad. I think some people are confused these days, but Joker even knows Nazis
I'm pretty
are
sure
bad.
he stated that in the comic too.
Like, That was one of our comments on our chat. That Joker turned on red when he found out he was a Nazi.
Let's see. I know I have some of these crossovers.
That was a great movie.
Which one? That one?
Yeah. The
I never
foreign
watched
one.
it. I never watched the foreign
Don't
one.
ever watch the U.S. one.
I watched it. I
It was
wasn't impressed.
terrible.
Yeah, I
Girl with
wasn't
the dragon
impressed.
tattoo.
Oh no, the foreign ones are way better.
So much better.
Plus,
And
it's
all
Noomi
three of them are
Rapace.
out.
Yes.
Oh my god, I love her.
She was
So,
great.
a lot of people are already reviewing Alien Covenant.
Yeah.
It's not getting very good reviews, and that makes me so sad because I love it. I love
I hold judgment until I go see
There
it.
we
Yeah,
go.
I'm still
Batman
gonna go see it.
Spawn, Batman Punisher, Spider-Man and Batman, Batman and Spider-Man, Silver Surfer Superman, Spider-Man Gen 13.
Let me see Batman Spawn. Batman Spawn.
I am an
That's a
avid
great
collector of prestige issues because I think they're the coolest comic book format ever. They're a little bit more expensive, but it's true
worth it.
paperback.
Yeah.
That and they don't really do them anymore outside of a few things here and there.
What's
So
the difference
they're
between a
cheap.
trade and a prestige?
A trade normally. Hold on, let me grab one.
Show the difference. Like the Watchmen.
Let's actually go through.
Oh, here we go.
All right, this is a trade paperback. Normally, it contains somewhere between 4 to 8 issues of a series. Now, some of your smaller publishers will consider that a whole volume, but on your bigger ongoing titles, this is just a small portion. It will contain 4 to 6 normally, and it's just a single story arc, not necessarily the volume. This is a volume. This is actually a pretty small one. My volume 1 of TMNT is much larger.
Yeah.
I've seen the volumes of Walking Dead. Those are.
And these are called trades or trade paperbacks. This is a volume. This is a paperback volume. You also can get them hardback,
I haven't seen that too often though.
such as this. This is a volume. It's the Dark Avengers storyline, a full hardcover.
I thought that was a full-on. Thought that was an actual trade.
One of my older drawings.
Don't you love that?
But a prestige issue is closer to a standard issue comic book. Normally it has more pages. As our normal comic book has 22, these normally have 30 or more.
Okay.
And the paper used is different. Instead of the stitch binding that a normal issue has, it actually has a paperback, a true binding. But, like I said, you very rarely see these now. And they don't really produce them in much, if anything, in prestige format anymore. DC still brings them out from time to time. Deadman, his last little run.
Yeah.
That was in prestige
really
format.
good.
They also just did a Supergirl series. I think it was 4 issues. It was in prestige format as well. Brand new, they tend to cost a little bit more. I think the Deadmans were 5 or 6.
Yeah, they're like
$5 or $6.
$5.99, I want to say.
But
To me, it was worth it though. It was a great story, good amount of book. It was.
and another
I didn't
thing
mind spending it.
you will see very, very frequently is no ads.
Yeah.
No bad.
So another reason I love these things.
I prefer books with no ads.
Oh,
I know
yeah,
they gotta
so
pay
much
the
better.
bills, but I so prefer them with no ads.
But that's generally why these will run so much higher.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of these, since they're not really, there's not really a collector's niche for them. So generally, when you find them in a comic book store, they're normally $1 to $2. I think the most I've seen is $5. And normally there's still a deal, buy 3 get 1 free kind of thing.
Question for you, JD.
Mhm.
Do you think amalgams will ever make a comeback?
It's funny you mentioned that. I've actually been talking to a lot of people about the possibilities of that. Will Marvel and DC ever find neutral ground again? Not in the foreseeable future, that's for damn sure. I've talked to several people in the industry from all walks. And honestly, what is driving them apart more than anything is the movies. I'm not going to say it's not going to happen. All things are possible. Just it's not going to happen right now, and strictly because of the movies. They're both
The
out to
cinematic
get their
universes.
own, and they don't want to do any sort of crossover until they're kind of out of options. And that's pretty much what happened in the 90s and in the early 2000s when they did the crossovers. Is they were really reaching for sales. So the sales were bottoming out. They didn't know what else to do.
Last resort.
We kind of have to join hands just to save our industry, and that's what they did, and it worked. It kept them afloat. So yes, I do believe it's only an inevitability. It's gonna happen, no doubt about it. Just it's not gonna happen right now.
Yeah, that was a question from the chat, and that's actually was my response. And my response was maybe to some extent yes, but it depends on the companies willing to cross over again.
Yeah. Like I said, it'll happen for sure. Just not right now.
I mean, especially with the direction that each cinematic universe is taking. I mean, a crossover of those universes would be pretty epic.
It would be. I can guarantee it'll never happen on film.
No.
We'll never see that on film. It might go to animated if they get if their numbers show that it's advantageous to both parties. It might go to an animated. Live action, no, it's not going to happen. And for the foreseeable future, it's not going to happen in print either.
Damn it.
I love those kind of questions.
Anything else? Any other questions, chat room? Come on, spit them at me.
Well, while we're waiting on that, I want to go around the table and find out what everybody's most excited about for Comicpalooza. Lewis? Sam Jones again?
He's not my most excited thing, but he is definitely up there. The chance to interview him again, because he was my first interview, and because I've gotten to do a couple more since then, and I've gotten more accustomed to being in front of a camera and actually being more comfortable in that kind of setting, I would just like to do it again. And the Defenders panel, I'm actually very, very excited to see what kind of details and what kind of things they're allowed to tell us about what's going on and the foreseeable future, if they're actually going to stay with Netflix or if they're actually going to see a film adaptation, or not even an adaptation, if we're going to see them come into the film, since they do exist in the same universe. They are referenced in the shows, within Daredevil, within Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and hell, they're even referenced again in Iron Fist to some extent. Matter of fact, I think in Iron Fist it was the leader of the Hand who was like, "What do you think we are, Shield? Or what do you think we are, Hydra?"
Yeah.
So it's definitely going to be interesting to see. Now that there's more and more guests that have been announced. As far as De La Rosa, I read the first run of Venom. I loved his art style. I loved his just his visual interpretation of the story.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I have to even see if I have my original Lethal Protector.
I have it, and I have it signed by him. He actually lives pretty close by, so he comes to a lot of the cons in Houston.
Nice. And see, I didn't know that. And of course, Venom being my number one favorite rogue from Spider-Man. So, yeah, I'm really, really big to go see how he go actually meet him.
Pointing.
Oh, I just saw something that I heard about this weekend that somebody commented on.
Oh.
Defenders in the Infinity War. They plan on bringing the characters.
Yes.
They're gonna kind of have to if they go the route that they are.
You're looking at a lot of the, in the comic books, the Defenders were started by Stephen Strange. That being said, Stephen Strange has a very heavy hand in the Infinity War, and him being a New York local, he's going to turn to the people he knows in New York, obviously the Defenders. So at some point they're going to have to pull him in. So Patty, what are you most excited about?
I'm most excited about the artists.
Yeah?
I like celebrities, but I'm not really the type to have a hard-on about going to meet them and stuff. I enjoy their work on screen, but that's pretty much where I leave it. Where the artists, they're in the nitty-gritty, they're working their asses off, doing these things, creating these things out of nothing, and I love to see everybody's different styles and You know,
You're
even
more of
the
an
small
artsy person
ones.
anyway, so.
Yeah. So, like
Which
that-
Patty does draw. She does
I
do
do.
her own art.
I do.
She does pretty good too. I've seen some of her art.
Thanks.
She alright.
I have a website that I never use. I finally
All right,
jumped
now
on
get
it
your balls out
after
of your
years. But yeah, that's really what I'm most excited about. Like,
Not any particular artist, just the artist.
Ben
in general.
Temple-Smith, I would love to meet because I followed him for so many years now.
Mm.
I don't remember how I found him years ago, but it's been seriously years.
His art is creepy.
Yeah, it's very dark.
But
it's
the
very
stuff
gritty.
that he did for 30 Days of Night
Yeah.
is amazing. I stumbled on 30 Days of Night right before the film was announced, and I saw a couple of them, and I saw the artwork. I was in a comic shop, and I just thought, like, wow, like, it's really good. So when you saw them translate it to film, when you saw the movie and that trailer where he's like, "Oh God," and the guy's bloody mouth, and he goes, "No God." It was creepy as shit, and they had the same teeth, the same complexion, the same eyes. They did his artwork to the T for the film. It's a shame the film was complete shit. It just did not.
Yeah.
Josh Hartnett was
wasn't
not the
impressed.
choice.
I kind of enjoyed the film.
I enjoyed it to a degree, as in, wow, this is creepy. But then the rest of the movie was a total piece of shit. And it really just, you know when they take a graphic novel and fuck it up?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what they did. There are certain films that I have watched and said, wow, that was badass. I thought Watchmen was a great film. I thought it was a great adaptation.
I loved Watchmen.
I enjoyed it. 30 Days of Night, not so much. I would rather be stuck having to watch 40 Days and 40 Nights with Josh Hartnett for the rest of my life than have to sit through that movie in a theater that I paid for again.
Oh. Another one I'm kind of excited about is Marky Ramone.
Yep.
Because, I mean, he's a fucking icon, you know?
Yeah.
He's the last surviving person that was part of that.
Last living.
Like, holy shit, you know? And my daughter would pee if I met him.
No,
Straight up.
I just remembered an artist that's coming here that I didn't believe I didn't say my initial one, but it's George Perez that he's coming.
Yep.
And for those of you who don't know, we talked about this last week. He was the original artist for New Titans, and so he was part of the Teen Titans being what they are today. He was part. He did go and do the Judas Contract. And, you know, he was definitely one of those originators. He also worked for Marvel. He's worked for DC. He's done Avengers. His resume is extremely, extremely long. Even now and today, I would love to be able to go meet him and go and actually have a chit chat with him. That would be freaking amazing. And just know how much I appreciate his work and how much his work inspired me. That the story he had a hand in really helped me through my teenage years.
Nice.
Ricky, what about you?
Marky Ramone,
Yes.
because on top of growing up listening to the Ramones, one of my favorite memories with two of my best friends for most of my adult life, Jeremiah and Jessica, we would go to their house in Deer Park, and this was after Ava was born. Like, this is like super young Ava, and we would jam Marky Ramone and the Intruders in their pool, drinking beer, listening to "I Wants My Beer." Give me my beer, you know, and it's Marky Ramone. So I'd love to go over there and just like talk to him about how many times I've jammed that song. If you haven't listened to Marky Ramone and the Intruders, you should. It's a badass band. But I want to meet Kristen Ritter. I think it'd be cool. Like, I love the Defenders. All the shows that I've gotten the opportunity to watch, I want to see the Defenders panel. I don't know that she's coming. I know that all the others are. But I'm assuming she is, right?
She hasn't been slotted.
No. She better be. Well, she sucks. Whatever.
I think they tried, but
What's she too busy doing? Like,
Jessica Jones too.
oh,
that
that's
shit better come
right.
out
They're
soon.
doing.
They're doing season 2.
I really loved her show.
Oh yeah, don't trust the bitch in
No,
Apartment 23.
well, that too.
She was great in that
You know
one.
who really
fucking
loves
love
that
that
show?
show.
Giggles.
Yeah.
Really?
That was an amazing show.
With
I
James
fucking love
Vanderbeek
that
when he
show.
got in.
Yes.
But I loved her in everything. The first thing I can remember seeing her in was She's Out of My League.
Oh yeah, she's out of my
When
league.
they
As
get
best
on the
friend.
plane and the guy's like, you can't be on your phone. And she's like, dude, are you a phone doctor? Are you a plane doctor? No? Then shut the fuck up. Like, she's so funny in that movie, but...
She did She's Out of My League. She was in
Yeah.
Breaking Bad. She did Don't Trust the Bitch in Apartment 23.
Obviously, Chuck Norris.
Giggles wasn't she in Veronica Mars?
I think so.
I'd have to go back and watch it. I was a huge Veronica Mars fan too.
Shannon
I
Elizabeth.
think that's the first thing I remember seeing.
I'd like to meet her.
Yeah.
Oh, I would love to meet. Yeah, definitely meet her. Hell yeah.
I mean, I grew up with American Pie. Like, I saw every American Pie film in theaters, with the exception of their spin-off ones.
I love that she had such a big name and went off to do a View Askew movie.
After that, she was Boo Boo Kitty Fuck.
Yeah.
She was Justice.
I mean, she's got to have a pretty fucking good sense of humor.
Well,
to
her
be a part
husband's
of
in
all
that film, too. Well, I think they're no longer married, but
No,
she married the guy that was in that film with her, and they were together for a while. He did a little bit of acting, but didn't work out. I think she punked him, or he punked her on the show Punked with Ashton Kutcher.
Oh,
But
back in the day.
yeah, there's a lot of great on top of the artistry, but more so than anything besides Robert Englund, because come on,
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
of course.
Robert Englund.
Patty and I are crazy about horror movies.
Yeah.
So
I'm a huge
besides
Freddy fan.
Robert Englund,
I mean, that goes without saying.
that does go without saying. Besides Robert Englund and Chuck Norris, because I'm from Texas and Chuck Norris
Is the
is
shit.
from Texas.
See?
No, he's not.
Well, he lives in Texas. I'm sorry,
lives
he
in Texas.
lives in Texas. Let me rephrase that. For quite a long time, and he was Walker, Texas Ranger. He wasn't
Exactly.
Walker, Ohio Ranger or some shit like that. You know.
Oklahoma.
No, I'm just saying. You know.
He's from
I made up a state.
It
It just happened to be a real
I
state.
thought about it that way, but any other state would not sound suspicious.
Walker, Delaware Ranger. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, nobody wants to go to Delaware. They even
Isn't
did
Texas
that on.
the only ones that have the Rangers?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was gonna say I've never heard of it with another state.
Yeah, but
I'm
like-
thinking that's
Well,
the only one.
it's left over from when we were a country. That was our FBI.
Yeah. But
So-
apparently I'm going to piss somebody off because if somebody's watching, but you don't think of like FDNY and then go, fuck yeah, FD Delaware. Like, I'm sorry, I don't think you guys are going to save some shit now. Granted, they are because all firefighters kick ass.
Yeah,
But you don't think firefighters from Delaware are going to like fucking...
badass.
Yeah, you think FDNY, fucking never forget it, these colors don't run. You know, you think shit like that. But,
Because New York is fucking awesome.
yeah.
You're just saying that because you're from New York.
New York is awesome. Some of the people that come from New York...
Somebody needs some burn cream.
I'm just kidding.
Patty, you're my favorite person from New York.
Aw, thanks. Am I the only one you've met?
Hey, you know, Patty's my favorite person from New York, and I've met plenty of New Yorkers.
And Ricky's my favorite person from Britain.
Cheerio. Cheers.
I actually have a friend who's politically active. He lives in the Bronx.
Really?
Boogie
We
down Bronx.
grew up together. Like I used to go have sleepovers at his house,
Aw,
and he's now a director for Veteran Affairs.
nice.
Nice.
Or not the VA, but
Something like that,
he works
yeah.
for an organization that deals
With VA.
I have
with,
a friend
veterans.
who lives in Brooklyn that I met in upstate New York, but I met her in upstate New York. She lives in Brooklyn now. I'm so jealous of her life. Like, she's like this awesome, really cool artist, and always posts all these really artsy things, and like she's really cool. Like I want to be as cool as her someday, even though I'm 10 years older than her.
All right, so Springer's about to go off the air, so we got to do some bumps really quick.
Really quick, we are brought to you by Captain Jack's Elixirs, 322 East Texas Avenue, Baytown, Texas 77520. Phone number 281-837-3543. And also All-Star Comics and Games, 2348 North Alexander Drive, Baytown, Texas 77520. Phone number 281-839-7127. I took very quick bumps.
For all you on Spreaker, thank you so much for listening. Of course, tune into the YouTube. Watch us live
To hear
every
who,
Sunday at 8:30.
Yep.
and to hear who the press is excited to hear to be about for CP.
Yeah, that's right. How much time we got left on that? 1 minute? Go ahead and stop it right there. You know, I used to be more attracted to the art in comics, but I guess age and my desire to be a perfectionist in my own art.
Yeah.
And realize, you know, I don't think I could ever have that job because I take too fucking long.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, like, no, that's all fucked up. We
You're
gotta
like,
start
you want
all
me to
the
do
fuck over.
what?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. 3 years from now, it'll be done.
Yeah. How many pages? You
Yeah.
fucking insane? No. No. When do you plan on the book coming out? In 3 months? Not gonna fucking happen with me.
I told JD,
Maybe 3 years.
I told JD, so what about the new logo? And he's like, it's not done yet. Well, how about the new logo? It's not done yet. I'm working on it. I'm like, okay.
I feel you. You liked all those artist posts I put up.
Yes, yes, yes.
I picked
I'm
out
just
the
sitting there
ones
going,
that hit
that's
like...
fucking me.
Exactly.
No, I couldn't relate on the purse one, but
Oh my god. Well, I always carry a bag. And almost always, I have like full-ass art kit.
all right,
That's very true.
all right. Because I carry mine literally everywhere, and then we're at my house. All right. If you see me out in public, if this is not on my person, it is guaranteed within 50 feet of me.
Yes.
Now, it goes everywhere with me. What do I got?
Art kit.
That's my pencils, pens, black markers.
Nice.
And normally, if I'm working on a small project, whatever small project I'm
Yeah.
working on, it's in there.
Condom.
What else?
The big box of markers.
Big condom.
For those of you who aren't aware, these are not cheap.
No
Oh my
Prism
god.
colors?
I know.
No,
So
hell no.
expensive.
Brush tip. Always brush tip.
Really?
Nothing but.
Better finish.
A kid I work with the other day was sketching out something for his Dungeons and Dragons thing. And he's like, do you have a pencil? I was like, oh, do I have a pencil? I pulled
What
out my
color?
kit. I'm like, I got like 10 different hardnesses. I have different colors. I have, pens. I have anything you want. So just pick what you want.
This is normally on my person as well. Normally in my backpack. It's not at the moment because I was actually putting new books away. But normally, like a recently finished project,
Yeah.
like if it's somebody specifically requested it, if it's a small project, it'll be in there.
It's extras.
Yep.
Just in case
Just in case.
the mood
and then-
strikes you.
Sketch covers. Notice there's a stained #1 sketch cover in there. Yeah, that's going to get signed.
Very
And I'm going to do
nice.
the cover, and then I'm going to sell it. 'Cause
Are you going
that's-
to have it signed first or do the sketch cover first?
I would love it if I had the sketch cover done first.
But
I know me,
realistically-
it's not going to fucking
Yeah.
happen.
Like, I know me, so yeah.
And then, normally have a lot of these.
Tubbo
Nice.
towels.
Because I work at a truck dealership, and we get samples of stuff, and I kept them all.
I thought it was because you eat a lot of wings.
And contracts for the nerdery.
Very nice.
So yeah, I
See,
always
you
have an art
do.
kit. Yeah.
Totally fit in that category with the bag full of pens and pencils and art stuff.
Vape stuff. My painkillers. And normally a flyer for an upcoming con. And stickers and business cards and a ton of other stuff. So yeah, I have an art kit, vape kit with me pretty much at all
Yeah.
times. If it's not on my person, it's within 50 feet
Exactly.
of me.
Because
Like
you never
in my
know.
car.
Yes.
Or at my desk.
Yes. Exactly.
Comicpalooza is going to be awkward because I'm going to be upstairs on the second floor most of the time. And at certain points, I'm going to have to go outside, downstairs, and way out to go vape.
Oh, yeah.
No, they got the upstairs balconies open now.
I don't know if they're going to allow vaping up there.
Anime Matsui, they did.
we vaped up there.
Anime Matsui, they were.
I remember vaping up there.
At Comicpalooza last year, yes, they did allow it, but I don't remember what function. It may have been Comicpalooza last year, but they started telling us
Well,
we
it looks
couldn't.
completely different. now.
Yeah, no, they finished the construction. They didn't want us there.
We were doing.
Yeah.
No, like they completed all construction, so now all those balconies are fully open for that.
Well, all right.
Oh, yeah.
What?
But those are
I know what you're
those
talking
second
about.
floor or third floor?
Second.
Nice.
Um,
Hopefully, my office won't be very far from one of those.
Or our office, technically.
Yeah. Just, I'm gonna be the one stuck up there. But yeah, you know, and I guess because of the perfectionism in my own art, I've started leaning more towards the writing. Because you know, and it's one thing, you know, especially if you're a creator artist, because I've had the opportunity to be a creator artist, and myself and the writer and the owner of the publishing company, we did not see eye to eye, so I walked. After putting in a lot of time and effort on character creations and character studies.
Hey, if it wasn't for you, it wasn't for you.
It wasn't for me. I had specific requests. I want to be able to have this freedom and that freedom and that freedom, and he agreed, and then took it all away. So I'm out.
You said
good job.
Bye.
Yeah, but
I give you a lot of credit because a lot of people don't have the balls to do that.
You know I don't ask for much, but when I do ask for it, I want it. You give it to me or I'll leave. Find somebody else to do it. And he kept hitting me up for probably about a year afterwards, too. But no, realizing, you know, having been in that position, you know, even a creator artist is still a great subject to the writer. The writer pretty much has like 80 to 90% of creative control over a new character. And it dawned on me, if I'm just an artist, I have to draw his story.
Yeah.
It'll never be my story. It's always going to be his story. It's just going to be how I see it at best. But as a writer, it's my story.
Yeah.
If I do the art too, then it's completely mine. I can do whatever I like. And I thought about that for a good long while. And then I have a day job. I have other things that I have to do. I can't pour myself into a single book. And I don't want to end up like the writer and artist for non-player, where it's like 6 to 8 years between issues.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I don't have a problem with that. I just love that book too much to want to wait that long.
Yeah.
But no, writing in general, I love it so much, and I've actually started writing a lot. I've written a freakish amount of stories. And I think I sympathize more with writers now than I do with artists. And I understand artists. I've done it. I've been there, and it's cool. And I do like to talk to them specifically about their style and their technique and how they evolved, how they got from where they started to where they are now. I do like that. But with writing, there's so much more.
Yeah.
Because they're creating that character, that look, that feel in their head. But not only that, but they have to come up with a story. They have to generate everything from scratch, from literally nothing.
Yeah.
And you know,
I can definitely see that.
At least the artists they have a story,
an outline.
Yeah. And so they have a massive place to start. Writing, you literally start from nothing. You're coming from nothing, and you have to turn it into an entire world, an entire universe. And not only that, but you have to do it in such a way that if somebody's reading that story, they feel like they're part of that universe as well. So with that in mind, I've like DeMatteis, I really want to talk to him because he did so many Elseworlds. How on earth did you come up with these ideas?
Yep.
That some of these are just absolutely insane. What if Superman had crash landed in Gotham City and been adopted by the Waynes, and he was Bruce Wayne? How would he deal with that? How did you come up with that?
Yeah.
Because up until then, it was like different time periods.
Yeah.
Or he crashed in a different country. He's Soviet now. Or he got adopted by Darkseid.
Maybe it's like that post I did on Instagram. How did you do that? I have no fucking idea.
Yeah.
It just popped up and it flowed.
Yeah, I just saw that a little while ago.
Yeah, I saw that.
But no, I really do sympathize a lot with the writers. And, you know, when I was a kid and comics were coming up, it was all about the artist. And it has pretty much become a 50-50 thing where the writers have half the glory now as well.
Yeah.
And honestly, I do believe they deserve a little bit more because, you know, they're giving the artist, this is the story.
Yeah, it's their vision.
Exactly. And, you know, there are so many fantastic writers out there. And, you know, Stained. Just looking at Stained, this is a guy who's been a colorist.
Yeah.
This is one of the first things he's ever written. And it's an incredible book. I want to know how he got there.
Yeah.
And that's what I always ask Matt Hawkins. I think the first time I ever interviewed him, I asked him, how do you figure out what on earth you're going to write about? I mean, this guy is a literal genius.
Yeah.
he went to Caltech. He's a physicist, and he writes comics for a living. So how on earth do you come up with what you want to write about? And he said, "When I want to write, I write about what I want to learn about." And ever since, every time I talk to him, I ask him, "What are you learning about?"
Yeah.
That tells me this is what you're writing about.
Yeah.
And
or
he
will
actually
be soon.
Yes, he actually just closed a Kickstarter yesterday called Golgotha, and it's coming through Image, but I don't believe it's going to be publicly released, and it is in a hardback compendium.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got on there and I donated $58. I gotta have it because I'm guaranteed this is one of the things that he and I actually talked about.
Yeah. And you're excited to see that.
Yes, definitely.
Oh yeah, you should be.
And it sounds outrageous, and I can't wait.
That's awesome.
So I'm getting actually a hardbound cover version of it signed by him and Brian Edward Hill. I'm getting a sticker set and everything. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked. And a digital copy of it.
Good.
Very nice. You can read it everywhere.
Exactly.
But
Patty has a crisis.
But that doesn't tell us who you're most excited for.
Outside of all the writers in general, and of course the artists, I'm really excited for Sam Jones. I want to do an interview with him. I know it probably won't happen, but I really would love to just sit and bullshit with him on camera. I'm really excited about Amy Jo Johnson, especially because I do push all these guys. Do your research, figure out who they are, look at other interviews that they have done, and hear the questions that other people have asked. Don't ask those. Ask something else.
Oh yeah.
And every time Amy Jo Johnson does an interview with a smaller media company, all they want to talk about is Power Rangers.
No.
I don't want to ask about Power Rangers. I want to ask about everything else because she's done so much else.
She's done Flashpoint. She's done her own stuff now. She's writing.
Susie
she's
Q.
producer. And Susie Q. God damn.
Thank you.
That was Disney.
Yep.
Yes, and she was hotter in that than she was in anything Power Rangers.
She was like a
When she ripped that dress off, that got you, didn't it? It got me.
I didn't
Got
see
me
I had a
that.
too.
huge crush on Amy Jo.
Oh hell yeah! Almost every kid
What
in
was
the
it?
90s did.
Susie Q.
Girl from the 50s.
Yeah.
Her.
I'm going to have to go watch that now.
I'm gonna have to.
But no, Jason David Frank and not go fanboy and actually conduct an interview like a real person, not like a idiot who just smoked a huge J before an interview.
Just, oh my god.
Oh shit! I had it all. I knew exactly what I was gonna say, word for word. I had
He
it
said,
verbatim.
I'm fucking fanboy.
And it got on a fucking separate train from me.
Your thought train has derailed.
It never derails. It just leaves without me.
Oh, okay. Oh, mine just fucking jumps the track. It don't even just off into nowhere. Off a bridge even. Like, I don't even know where the fuck it went. Straight up. That's why I take notes.
No, yeah, there's a lot I'm really excited about this year, and our good friend of the show, George Giordano, he has posted he will not be attending this year. I am upset about it, but he's got other work to do, so we're gonna let him do his work.
Crazy dude. He's been posting all kinds of stuff from his workshop. He's hustling.
Yeah, he's a great guy, really friendly, and we actually lucked into meeting him. We just happened to be at the right place at the right time and met his wife, and we were just hanging out with his wife outside. And at that certain point, he refused to do interviews. He refused to talk to any media, any press, because he has a lot of stuff that he didn't want to talk about.
Yeah.
And the last time he had done an interview, they gave him the list, don't talk about this stuff, and that's all they wanted to talk about.
Oh, that's
on camera,
shitty.
and he got pissed off. And
It's understandable.
We stood outside with her talking for half an hour, and she goes, "You know what? Give me a minute," and took us in there. And sure enough, he came outside, brought us in. We got to see all the stuff he had on display. We got to see a whole lot of stuff that he didn't. It got invited out to his actual workshop and ranch, and we haven't been able to make it yet, but we are looking forward to it. And he was such a great guy.
It really was. It was me and Chris actually got a chance to talk to him last year, and of course I didn't know who he was until Chris was like, "You know who that was, right?" and though his first name was George, that was George Giordano. And I was like, George Giordano. That was him! And he goes like, yeah, holy shit. And I was like, dude, I'm so glad you told me after the fact.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I mean, like, we sat
he'll
there.
he'll make you fanboy.
It was like, we stood out there and talked to him for about 25 minutes, and that was when me and Chris were just walking into the convention.
And he's the most unassuming looking guy.
Yes, he really is. But I mean, no, he was great to talk to. He was really great.
But yeah, he's not attending this year, and I'm I kind of wish he would be, but that man's got work to do. Let him do his work.
Very true.
We actually got walked through and how he builds all the props that he builds.
That's really cool.
And some of the coolest looking stuff
story
comes from the most humble origins.
Yeah.
Like you have no idea.
Oh, yeah,
Like, oh yeah, man, this huge blaster rifle that I built for this project. Yeah, man, all that is like, dude, that's part of a mailbox, and that's a super soaker, and like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
are you freaking kidding me, man?
he has the greatest stories for his props. Oh yeah, this came about because I did this and did that, spitballed that, and then boom, there it goes. And then I presented it to him. They're like,
Again,
dude,
I have
love
no
that.
fucking idea how it happened.
Yeah.
But it did.
Yeah, but I did it. He makes it sound like he MacGyvered it, the whole damn thing, and I'm just like, dude, that's awesome that he's able to do that with the props, and they go on to be major pieces in the films that he makes them for.
Yeah, but he really is a great guy, and I am going to miss him this year. I didn't actually get to make it over there and talk to him last year, and I'm kind of disappointed about that. But
He was
from
swamped
what
last
I
year.
understand, he's going to make extra effort to make it next year. Looking forward to it, George.
Oh, hell yeah.
I will take the time. I will leave the office, and devote a solid hour and a half to you.
Very nice.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited about the writers. There's a few celebrities I'm really stoked about. I'm really excited for Chuck Norris because I want my copy of Sidekick signed.
Oh, hell yeah.
Jonathan Brandis, rest in peace.
Yes, sir.
I had such
Joe
a crush on him.
Piscopo's career, rest in peace.
Yeah. But that movie was filmed here in Houston, and a gentleman who had a business right across the street from my dad, I used to go hang out with him because he was an artist. Mm-hmm. And he actually worked costumes on Sidekicks. And all of the crew got an early copy of the movie
Aww.
before it actually hit the theater. And the difference is actually in the box. All the ones that were sold on the shelves were white cased. The crews were gold cased. Mine's gold cased.
Nice.
So yeah,
He'd be like,
yeah.
like, wait a minute.
Let's get this bad boy signed.
You're gonna get it signed, right?
I don't know. I'm
Hope
gonna
so.
make an attempt. I'm gonna make an attempt. That's for sure. But he's gonna be swamped.
Oh, yeah.
Nah. It's gonna be chill.
Yeah.
Who are you lying to?
But no, Comicpalooza is gonna be a blast. Come hang out with us. We're gonna be there all 3 days.
All 3 days.
And remember-
some of us 4 days.
If you're in trouble and need an escape, you can find one of us.
Yes.
And we'll help you out.
Yes.
You see the nerdery shirt? Come grab us. Come pull us.
If you're a
Come.
girl, a dude's making you uncomfortable. If you're a dude and a chick's stalking you, just get a hold of one of us.
And if you're
We'll help you
curious,
out.
if you're curious on what the hell we're talking about right now, go back and watch our episode "How to Survive a Con."
Yeah.
I believe that was from 2 or 3 weeks ago.
2 weeks. I think 2 weeks.
But yeah, go back and watch that. We went through everything that you need, clothing wise, supply wise, food, everything, and
Helpful tips.
Yeah, a lot of helpful tips in there. So and be prepared, and of course get online, buy your tickets ahead of time. Some of the passes do sell out pretty quick. I don't know what all is sold out at the moment.
Yeah.
But get on there, and if you don't know where to go, of course you can go to thenerdery.net, go to the left-hand side of the screen. There's a link right there for you. Just click on it, take you right there. We don't make a dime off of this. I just try to make it easier for our
being
fans.
helpful.
Exactly. There's no cookie that's going to go on your computer or your phone or anything. It's literally just a link to take you there quicker.
Boom.
So yeah, thank you everybody for watching, listening,
Thank you.
everything else. Thank you to everybody who actually came out to Free Comic Book Day with us and hung out with us, talked with us. Really enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah.
I had a lot of really cool conversations. Poor Nico shaved off his foot-long beard. Now he looks like a baby face. I think it's hilarious. He says he does it every summer. Like, so I get to make fun of you every year.
Right? This is like gold. Thank you. It's Christmas.
It's timed. I know it.
Right?
But yeah, thank you, everybody, and of course, come hang out with us at Comicpalooza.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Do not be offended if we don't have time to run and talk. If we just kind of take off on you, it's because we're going somewhere. Somewhere very important. If you do really want to hang out with us and we are taking off like that, follow us. Guaranteed, you're going to see some fun stuff. Because chances are we're running somewhere to get an interview.
Especially if we're in a hurry.
Oh yeah.
Are we going to post where we're going afterwards? Anywhere?
That depends. It all depends on where we get invited.
Okay.
And we do get invited a lot of places. I don't know why.
But I mean, if it's like a public thing, whatever.
Yeah, if it's a public thing, yeah. We will
So that way
definitely
they'll
post.
know to come meet us somewhere.
Because
and
Jose
hang out.
asked if any of us would be up to grabbing a few beers, and I told him, hey, just get up with us for any after, for
It was actually a
anything.
different question. He was asking what celebrity you wanted to drink with.
Oh, was it? Hold on.
What celebrity I'd want to drink with?
Oh yeah, who would you like to have a few beers with? No, excuse me.
Sam Jones.
Cocaine.
Yes, Sam
Cocaine
Jones.
is a hell of a drug.
I'm telling you. Sam Jones. Actually, Anthony Mackie. I think he'd be pretty cool.
Didn't he play Tupac in the Notorious movie?
No, he was Clarence.
Zach
No,
Kaplan.
that was in
8 Mile, but I don't think he. No,
Yeah,
wait, I think he did.
I think he played Tupac Shakur.
IMDb.
Zach Kaplan, writer of Eclipse.
Nice.
Because that is he's a writer, and that's one of those books that is just so far flung out there from the norm. How'd you come up with that?
You sure did.
So yeah, he's one. For sure. Sam Jones is like if
Just a cool dude.
like 10 years ago, yeah, let's go party with Sam Jones.
Yeah.
Because 10 years ago, I'm like, I'll go to jail. I don't care.
Oh God, all that scene from Ted.
Yeah, let's do this.
Oh.
Like, let's recreate that. I'm pretty sure I can find a duck and an Asian man. Let's go.
Death to Ming.
Oh my god.
But that was 10 years ago. So,
I think he'd be great to drink with now.
well, I wasn't talking about him. I was talking about me.
Oh.
No, I'm like, no, I really don't want to go to jail. I haven't done that in a while. Let's try to put some more space between me and going to jail.
Yeah.
I'm too old for this shit now.
Exactly. Who do you want to drink a beer with?
Shannon Elizabeth.
Are you gonna put anything in her drink?
No.
Because Ricky knows about consent.
Yes.
No, I just really want to be like, dude, like, I mean, I want to hang out with somebody that we fucking pretty much everybody here grew up with, if you think
Yeah.
about
Oh
it.
yeah.
Because those were in our formative years, really.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when American Pie came out, I don't even think I was old enough, maybe I was, to see the film.
I wasn't.
year
I think
was
I was in
it?
6th, 7th grade when American
Let me
Pie
look
first
that
came
up.
You're
out.
gonna look up the year?
I sure as fuck
Okay.
am.
I want to say it was 01, 02.
Here we go.
American Pie was
so old,
1999, which made me like 16, maybe 17 at the time. So yeah, I saw that movie, and Shannon Elizabeth was with this cast that I still love to this
You're
day.
younger than that.
When yeah, maybe
I was a-
well,
Because I was 17-ish.
no, because
16, 17.
97 I was 14.
Because I graduated 2000 at 17 years old.
I graduated 2001 at 18.
So.
Oh yeah, whatever. Anyway,
I
so
was 11.
like I still love this cast, dude. When you watch like American, has anybody seen American Reunion?
Yeah, American Reunion.
It was fucking great.
It was awesome.
Like it had the same formula and everything. It was so badass.
Huh?
You're coming into puberty for that.
How about you shut your horn off?
So she was most certainly at the National Spank Bank of of Lewis and Trust.
You gotta put that shit out there.
Oh.
You probably glazed a knuckle or two in those formative years. That's all I'm saying. Don't make it like I'm weird. That's just how it is.
This fucking guy. I'm chopping you in the throat later.
Oh, dear.
There you go.
Amy Jo Johnson.
Susie
From Susie Q. Yeah.
That's funny.
Like that big rumor.
I watched Idle Hands recently, and I can't believe how young Jessica Alba looks. Like, I cannot get over how young she looked in that. I was like, God damn.
That was a hell of a costume party.
Yeah.
Haven't seen it.
You haven't seen
You
Idle
never seen
Hands?
Idle Hands?
No.
Oh my god, it's funny. It's on one of the things. I have to figure out which one it's
It's
on.
on one of the things.
Look, I have Netflix
It's
and
on one of the
Hulu.
things.
I think it's on Hulu, honestly.
I don't know anybody that hasn't seen that.
Yeah, you do. You're married to
so
somebody.
I didn't
funny.
know that, or I would have showed it to you by now.
Right?
That was
That's
like
a
when I
fucking
found out
great
I hadn't
film.
seen SLC Punk.
Devin
I was like, how did
Sawa?
this happen?
Has he seen it now?
Yes.
Okay, okay.
But, like, that was weird for me.
Have y'all seen
It was fun.
SLC Punk 2?
Yes.
Punk's
Yes.
Dead?
Yes.
It was so cute.
I didn't
I
watch it.
cried.
I didn't
it
watch
wasn't
it.
the same.
Yeah, so.
But it
That's
was
the thing.
good.
If you go into it going, okay, this is not the same.
Yeah.
It is different.
It's a whole
Then you can
different
appreciate
story.
it.
I just didn't like that Bob's
It's a
kid
new
was such a
story.
bitch.
I love him.
I mean, he wasn't raised by Bob.
But
So he didn't
But
have
still,
that.
Bob
Bob's
himself was a little off.
He was a little
And
bit
he
of a
was
bitch. He was just a
par-
hardcore bitch.
Exactly.
He was afraid of
He was
needles.
A different kind of bitch.
Yeah, he was afraid of needles. He was a little bitch.
Yeah.
And they called him Heroin Bob.
Yeah, he was afraid of needles. He didn't like chemicals. He was really anti-drug.
Anyway, but when you watch it, because you need to watch it,
Yes.
They could have kept
it's
away from the
basically a
emo.
whole new story,
No,
a
I
whole
liked
kind of
it.
different thing, but there's nostalgia.
Yeah.
There's
And
the
Machine Gun
nostalgia
Kelly
of
was
the
in it.
memories of
I
the
love
first
him.
movie that pop up throughout.
Yeah. And like you get some of the old
They do
characters back.
flashbacks, and there's a few people
My
that are
God.
still in it.
Yeah.
but I just hated that the main character never showed up at all.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that right now because I was waiting. And he
What,
never
Matthew
made a
Lillard?
cameo. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
no.
never even
cameo.
cameo.
He's
refused.
He's
to
a
do it.
director now,
He
man.
refused
But
to do it.
I would have liked for him to do a little like 30-second
Yeah.
drop in. He's a lawyer now, something like that. Nothing happened though.
I think he didn't like the script. I think that's what it was. He didn't like the script, so he
Maybe.
refused to do it.
But that was
fucker.
my only real qualm with the second one.
Yeah.
Matthew Lillard directed a film called Fat Kid Rules the World in 2012. I loved it. Y'all should watch it. Because I'm a fat kid that I rule the world. And I was inspired by this other fat
We
kid.
walk in the valley of your turbulence.
Yeah, yeah. I'm basically Ulrich von Liechtenstein. So y'all
Oh,
just,
shit.
basically, in short. No, wait. Nay. I'm Sir William Thatcher. Fuck all those fake names. I'm the real deal. Others bow. They don't bow. Nobody bows. But, you know, I'm not bitching. Whatever.
But do your people love you?
Yes, they do.
What about a curtsy? Maybe not.
Nobody
a full
gives a
bow,
curtsy.
But like a curtsy.
Nobody gives a damn curtsy.
Guess that's it.
That's it.
We've kind of
Yeah.
run ashore.
Yeah. Well, thank you everybody for watching. Come check us out at Comicpalooza.
Yes.
We'll have more events coming up after con season is over.
Woohoo!
When I'm not as exhausted as I currently am.
Yeah.
It'll be worse next week then.
Yeah, and yeah, tune in for next week's
Oh
con
my
over.
god. I was talking to Philip about that. I was like, I'm not going to be home till really late. And he's like, oh, what time are you guys coming home? I'm like, show. And he's like, oh. Oh.
That's the reason it's called a con over.
It's going to be bad.
It's gonna be really bad.
I'm going to be running on caffeine, hopes, and dreams.
Not even dreams.
No.
Not even hopes.
I'll have no hopes
No
and
time for
dreams.
We're going to have some bang.
You might want to bring
Be
a case
some
of that.
banging on the
You're going
table.
to be banging the shit
Yeah,
out
we're
of
gonna
those
have to have Ricky
cans.
pick it all up because he knows where it's at.
I know how to get the bang. Y'all see me itching and shit when it wears off like fucking crackhead. I need more bang in my life.
Sitting that
Oh,
Joe
Sunday,
Rogan, you crazy.
sitting in on the show that week, that Sunday. I'm banging down, man.
My feet are strong.
Well, thank you everybody.
Yeah.
We'll
Good
see y'all next week, or
night.
you'll see us, or come see us at Comicpalooza.
Yes.
Good night.
Be good to yourselves and,
And
each
to
other.
each other. Be good to each other.
dancing in